Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fable Table, an actual play live stream focused on critical world building, collaborative storytelling, finding the fun in games, and talking about coffee. We are continuing our game of Birds of the Shore. We have officially switched systems from Scum and Villainy to Stars Without Number. If you missed last week's episode where John wasn't making that face, I don't know what that was.
I don't know.
But we are switching systems, so we will no longer be using that like 2d6 system. We're now, well, or no, we are now using a 2d6 system, and
With
yeah,
modifiers.
with lots of modifiers. It's much more similar to Dungeons and Dragons, and we're gonna be kind of like just figuring it out as we go. But we're gonna be keeping the same story. So let's just kind of do a quick recap of where we are at, since it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since we actually played. Where did we leave things exactly? Does anyone feel confident they know what's going on?
I think we had just finished a job.
Mm-hmm.
We had
A pretty simple one.
And
Kind of 2 jobs.
yeah, we did a delivery of weapons to a man named Tomato? Was it Tomato or was it Bacon? It was Bacon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his criminal organization, the Cobalt Collective.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, your criminal scum of a brother. We gave him ways to be more criminal. And we rented a U-Haul to do a solid to one of Dax's friends,
That's right.
an arms dealer.
Yeah, you dropped off a bunch of guns to the Cobalt Collective, and then you dropped off some drugs with
Drugs.
We
another.
picked up drugs, I think, didn't we?
Well,
Did we drop off?
Dax picked up some drugs while you dropped off. You were
right.
literally hiding from your brother behind a barrel of drugs, lettuce. So you have made it in with a number of factions, growing your contact, your little booklet with contacts. It's growing.
Good.
Yeah, and you all also, like, previous to that, had kind of been framed for murder, cleared your own names after breaking out of jail, while also like kidnapping a assassin that was on the run, as well as a robot that he stole, and you just are making so many friends along the way. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
So you all are just kind of chilling, going over all of the messages, the data bursts with all the news, talking about whether or not you all are going to get back to the M&M media group. It's the Musk, Nymar, and I've already forgot the name of that faction. But the media network wants to like interview you all for having like broken out of jail and being like set up for murder.
That will never happen. Ever.
Okay, we'll see.
What's that mean? Hey, wake up. You're doing an interview in 10. Get up.
The news crew has boarded the ship.
Jesus.
Yep.
Taking journalism to a new level.
Right. When you all get a priority message from someone who you all, I'm not sure if you like officially worked for them, but we had kind of established that originally you all went to Mian Bao Midworld and try to break in to steal some of their technology to help out the pod, the free citizens of the shore, like flotilla. Who are a faction of laborers and employees who have just like given up on their day-to-day life and joined this like flotilla that is trying to become its own like independent sovereign nation or like be recognized as such. And they're just like a fleet of ships just flying around, not really engaging in like capitalism as it stands here in the shore. And it is run by none other than a former executive of like several corporations, and his name is Magno Glorio. And like, I'm curious, does anyone have any thoughts on whether or not you were actually working for him, or you all were just trying to do something nice for them? Like when we kind of started the whole series in media res with you all breaking into Mian Bao. Had they hired you, or like what was the deal there?
I was in it for the money.
I think we were in our first, let's call it an arc. We were just desperate for money. So rather than acting like ideologues who have a bone to grind against the corporations, let's call them, we were just like, we need to be economically solvent before we go on our little war against all the corpos.
Right. So yeah, you all get a priority message, and it is a video message from Magno Glorio. Again, like when you are in the same like sector, or I'm sorry, system of space, like around the same sun as someone else, you can have like that live talk. But when you're not, like, you basically just get texts and video messages that you send back and forth, a la The Expanse. So you get a video message from Magno Glorio, and any previous communique has not been with Magno. It's been with like other leadership from the Free Citizens Flotilla or the Pod. You get a video of him. He is wearing, I'm imagining like a bright purple like jacket, and has like long, luscious, curly hair, like a dirty blonde, curly hair. And he just goes, "Why, hello there. I saw you all on the news, Retribution, and I must say I was quite impressed. I would like to talk to you all about an opportunity. I would love to meet. Let me know if you're free to meet. I'll send coordinates, and as such, we'll take necessary protocols to keep any prying ears away from any communique. Please send back a simple yes or no."
Well, boys, sounds like he wants to meet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure at first.
Yeah.
But I think
Agreed.
you're right.
Excellent.
What do you
hear him out.
This is you hear him out? Good opportunity. I mean, we were going to work for him before. They were going to pay us with something. Can't remember what it was. It was a long time
Hey, we
ago,
worked
but-
for him before?
Yeah, remind me again who this guy is. Seems like
We had gone into Mianbao to try to steal some, I believe it was information on something that took the moss from Saber and self-sustained it so that they could use that technology to feed themselves. And after that, that's when we got pitched. So we were about to help them out, and they were going to pay us for it some way.
Oh, nice.
And it's parts, jobs, opportunities, connections. I don't
wait, this is the pod people?
Yes.
Oh.
They feel so alive.
Mhm.
All right, I'm in.
Yeah, I bet too. I mean, we need some work. Dick, how about you?
I'm on board. Let's hear him out.
Okay.
We'll send him a signal wave back that says yes and see what response we get.
Okay. So he sends you coordinates that would be very, very familiar to you. And he basically sends you the coordinates of like a trucker diner stop at the like entrance to the entire sector. So if we look at our little like sector map here, and let me just pull that up for our viewers. So the rest of like the Orion space and like the rest of humanity is out like through Rin. All incoming traffic comes through Rin to reach this sector of space. And since you all are on the very, very edge of human space, like that's it. You like Neota is the farthest star in human space, and Rin is the closest to everything else.
Right.
So there is a basically a trucker diner and gas stop called the Give and Take, spelled the word given and the word take. And it is run by this cute couple named Maureen and Dean Oswald. And people would know that Maureen's parents started that trucker stop when the shore was like first developing as a sector in space, and like the first humans arrived and an industry was starting in the sector. So it's a family establishment that has lasted for 2 generations. And it is colloquially known by everyone, criminals, pirates, corpos, everyone alike knows that, like, you and the cops know that you don't pull shit like at the Give and Take. Like, no, there is no funny business, there is no violence. And there was like one time that happened, and like literally everyone pulled their guns on that person.
Nice.
Like, you respect this establishment. It is Sweden, Switzerland. What's the neutral country? I don't
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not Sweden. Fuck Sweden. Just kidding. We
True.
love Sweden.
And to all our Swedish viewers, we love you. You're amazing. And continue, Nick.
Thank you. So you are offered to meet on truly neutral ground, or as neutral as it gets in the shore. And so you all arrive at this diner, and it is themed like there's lots and lots of chrome. There's lots and lots of like red and white and black. And there are lots and lots of like parts of ships that, like, imagine if spaceships were made in the 90s, like very retro 90s ships. Like parts are plastered all over the like walls of this truly large like restaurant. It's probably the size of like a I don't know, like a banquet, like some sort of banquet restaurant, or like all you can eat restaurant, like those really, really large establishments. And sitting at a table, like a really large table in the back, with one of these kind of like light screens that come across as soon as like people like sit in the booth, that like mutes out sound, so you can have a truly private conversation, like Magna Gloria sitting at a large table like this. And he just like, and he like is shouting, but he like the screen is up, and as soon as you walk through the screen to sit down, you can hear him. Oh, there you are, come on in. How are you doing, everybody? Please, milkshakes all around, my treat. Happy to help.
Oh, what a guy.
Milkshakes, guys.
Get a boozy one if you like. You name
I've
it,
got
they
my
have
own
it.
secret sauce for the shakes. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's awesome. I haven't had a milkshake in like 9 days.
Wow. Well, it's time for a
Wow.
treat, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Is that you, Norm Tamaj? As I live and
Oh,
breathe.
sorry. You know me?
Of course I know you. We cut from the same cloth, you and I. Fallen far from the tree, we have us proud and rich folk of the shore, huh?
Okay. I look awkwardly around.
You holding out on us, Norm?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
All right, I believe the man.
I mean, he's a clown. He can't have that much money.
Oh, Norm Tamaj, a clown. That's rich. Anyway,
What do you want, man? Get on with it.
please order your shakes. And he invites you all to order a shake. What do each of you order? These are like
A water.
your super malty shakes. You can add booze to them. Like,
I order a Christmas shake. I want strawberry and mint, and I want it to be red and green.
it is.
With like
Beautiful.
mint schnapps.
No, then I mix in my stolen drugs. Like at the table, very conspicuously. I just like spoon it in and mix them around.
A little,
God.
like a little server android who took your order comes back and is like, "We're happy to mix anything you'd like to add to your shakes. We can do it for you with the blender."
Oh, no worries, man. It's better when it's kind of chunky.
Of course. And it zips away. Norm has a water. What does Sunny and Lettuce have?
I'm getting a root beer float with some root beer schnapps and like a light whiskey to get mixed in with it.
Fantastic.
Just a straight up grasshopper.
Oh, hell yeah.
So mint shake with bourbon.
Very nice.
But I have read the word mango on the menu, and I will now accidentally call this person Mango the entire time that we're talking to him.
Mango Glorio. I love it. So I saw you all on the news. Broke out of jail, escaped the military, and there was some business on Warren. What was that all about? I personally was quite impressed.
You might be confusing us.
I
with
don't really
someone else.
remember Warren well.
Magno, what do you want, man?
Look. I heard that you all were were looking to do a job for us, and we were expecting something from you all. And then I got a note from my secretary that told me that that didn't play out. But then I hear from a friend of mine, a mutual friend of mine, Vorex, says that he advocates for you all and that you might be worth potentially falling into our line of work. And I, especially with Norm here, feel knowing Norm, feel like I can comfortably say, and his voice gets really deep and low. I've been kind of talking with different groups around the shore and trying to put together a bit of a coalition of like-minded groups and individuals who feel similarly that maybe the corporations hold a bit too much power. And given recent events with you all and you assisting Vorex and whatnot, I figured might throw that out there as an opportunity for you all to participate in our little network of shared intel, shared specialty and expertise, safe harbor, shared allies, mutual leadership and organization, and of course, shared wealth.
Does he have like a compad or data slate or some kind of dossier that he's willing to share with a list or some sort of metric where he's not clearly bullshitting us and is clearly wearing a wire to doom us?
You are he hands you his data pad. He's not going to show you a list of anything, but he's like, I'm not wired, you can scan me, it's fine. But if you need some convincing,
I think before he can finish his if you need some convincing, Dax hits the bottom of the milkshake with his straw, and then he goes, "Oh man, if you're sharing milkshakes, I'm in."
business like ours is and building a rebellion, it's built on mutual trust and respect, and that's made through milkshakes for sure.
Absolutely.
Apparently.
I think this guy is completely trustworthy.
Well,
He might be.
if that's
But
not convincing
just because
to you,
he's
Norm.
trustworthy doesn't mean he's competent. I want to see who you're rolling with, or at least some sort of proof that this isn't a waste of our time.
The orbital elevator, that was us.
Can you prove it?
He just clicks on the Photos app on his data pad, and it's just like a photo of a guy next to some bombs on what you would recognize as the elevator, just
Oh my god. We're working with clowns. I love it. Oh shit. Just because
Is it a really bad selfie too? He's got the selfie stick out.
Yeah. It's been edited in Instagram or Snapchat or whatever to be red wire or blue wire. He's like, look, the corporations, there's so much more going on than meets the eye and is going to have a significant impact on galactic politics. Very, very powerful people with deep pockets using our home, the shore, to act out their truly terrifying plans. And if you need more convincing, we did that to this guy, to the elevator, to draw out the military, to bring them here to our shore, to slow things down, so to speak, and put some deep pockets on notice.
What makes you think you can make a difference?
I don't. I don't think that I can make a difference. I wanted to when I was on the other side of things. Lots of money, lots of influence, lots of power. But as Norm here might attest, those people over there play a very different game, and as soon as you try and change the rules or play for a different objective, you lose entirely, immediately. There's nothing you can do. So I chose to play a different game, a game that many other people have been playing, and figured I could help under the guise of a free citizens brigade. It's pretty close to the truth. Truth enough for it to seem a viable lie. But Vorix and I and a number of others have been trying to grow our numbers, grow our influence, build connections. And like I said, I was quite impressed with what you all have been able to accomplish in the last few weeks. And I feel like there's a place in our organization for you. And there's money in it too.
What of our past accomplishments is most inspiring to you right now? What are you looking for us to do?
There are many things we need done. Many, many tasks, and we have many, many people, many groups, all with different skills. So I'm a little confused as to what it is that you think you do. Maybe that might help me assign you some tasks, if you're interested.
I gestured
Mostly
towards that.
shoot people.
Listen, Mango. We do what the universe. We handle what the universe gives to us, and that's it.
He chooses to believe that you're really like that you mean you're really ambitious. Yeah, okay. Yes, fantastic. And shoot people, wonderful. Anything else?
I do lots of drugs. Yeah.
Okay.
I wear these glasses all the time because they did some experiments on me. So like I gotta protect people from my raw psychic potential.
You
But I mostly
are
shoot people.
potent in the way.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I get headaches and everyone dies, and it's a problem. I think it's why we got caught in our last mission. My psychic powers
He
out of
shakes his
control.
head.
Don't sip that milkshake too quickly. And if you start to feel brain freeze,
I like rattle my straw around the now like mostly empty milkshake glass.
and he like looks at the waiter bot and he's like,
Well, Magno, if you see us duck for cover, that's when you know to get down.
very well.
We get things done. Mango. Magno, fuck.
Magno.
That's what we said, Mango.
Yes. Well,
I didn't mean to be rude. That was actually a mistake. I tap my good friend Dax on the shoulder, and I ask him, Are you about to have a mind melt here? Are you okay?
Oh, I'm feeling great.
Okay, just hit me up. I've got a new
Alright.
thing that I want to try in case you have a headache again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
well,
Yep.
well. Given what Vorix has told me about you and what I've seen, I do have something in mind, but it may seem very simple up front. Aphrodite Pharmaceuticals, and he looks right at you, Dax.
I think, yeah, with mention of that, Dax's like demeanor straightens up a bit. There's like almost a sobering effect as he stares very lucidly at him.
And with a smirk, he'll continue. They recently had a break-in, and we know very little about it. Don't know who perpetrated it, what was taken, for what reason, but we feel like, given some of the things that Aphrodite has been up to in the past, it might be worth looking into. What do you say you do a little bit of a fact-finding mission for me, report in, and we'll decide what to do from there.
Depends if the money's right.
2,500 credits sound good?
Good to start.
It's a pittance in this universe.
Well,
Bro.
John and I were talking about this right before the stream. 2,500 credits is, on page 178, a lot of money to an affluent person.
Oh.
It's not nothing to sneeze at.
Unless you're secretly rich.
He's the
And
pot,
or in
man.
need of a very expensive ship upgrade.
I'm blatantly rich. I thought it was obvious. I thought everyone knew. Oh, you're not talking. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Give us the details of what you want done.
Aphrodite
And then we'll
has they have many facilities. This particular one is on Aketi, not far, around Diana and Minerva, the jungle planet. They have many different research facilities there. We need you to access the one that was broken into, and he'll give you like the coordinates and some information about the location.
I don't know a good way to roleplay this.
Sure.
But Dax's like shifted modes, and is like very like concretely asking for like the coordinates, the like which facility, the breakdown of this whole thing, like in a very professional and like almost like a soldier like manner, right? Like as if he's briefing out his job. I don't know what that looks like to like role play out. I've been trying to think of the questions that he would be asking.
Yeah, no.
But I think that I want to just like put that in the scene, right? I think that of the information we get, Dax is kind of leading this interrogation.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I'm not sure how you would role play that either, because I don't want to like get into the nitty gritty detail. I don't think we need to like hash out all the details. But he lets you know like so it is a pretty secure facility. It's one of their higher end research outposts in Aketi, deep in the jungle. You know, they'll surely have you know, they'll be like keeping an eye out for ships coming by, so you'll probably need to land in the jungle, as dangerous as that sounds, with all the crazy beasts and monsters that lurk in the forests, and need to approach with some stealth. They'll likely have the facility locked down, so unless you can use some of your social connections to just simply walk in, this will need to be a bit of espionage.
The facility specifically Dax wants to ask about. He knows a specific name of a facility. I don't know what it is, but it is where the head corporate security Yazoo works, and is a friend of his. He just wants to know if this is the same facility.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a like he would characterize it as like Aphrodite's Black Ops research. They have like a number of outposts, and you would know a bit about those because you were experimented on at a different one.
Right. Okay. Perfect.
Like way deep in the jungle where no one is around, like completely on terraformed areas.
Cool.
Yeah. So like keep your distance with your ship and shuttle. You know, see if you can work a way in. You know, this isn't one of those facilities that has like a career day, like open house where you can just like come in or anything like that. Like this is they'll have heavy security. So be on the lookout for that.
Mhm.
But we just, we hear the place got kind of smashed and grabbed. So if there anything that wasn't smashed, any computers, check them out, see if you can gather any information.
It was already hit?
Yes, they had, as I said, they had a break-in.
Oh, okay.
It's been all over the news. But they've been, Aphrodite's been very unforthcoming with details, and that's what we'd like to know more about.
Can you obtain data protocols for Aphrodite Pharmaceuticals in case we need to scan their systems?
Vorax has forwarded me a file that you can use, though they may have beefed up security since the break-in, and he'll
Understood.
like swipe you over basically an assistant app or something that'll just give you a bonus to rolling on their very high DC hacking system.
Well, you had me read over the hacking, and you have to have knowledge of the actual code of the areas you're in to be able to actually do anything. So that's what I'm trying to obtain.
Oh, is that how this system works with hacking?
Yes.
Okay, let me take a look.
Without knowledge of the data protocols, it's a much higher DC when you roll against it. So
Yeah.
gathering information and prepping stuff beforehand is worthwhile.
Yeah. So the way that these Black Ops sites work is they develop like their own protocols for each each facility has their own protocols. That way, like if they
think I will kind of interrupt because the Magnus guy doesn't know this answer, right?
Sure.
And so Dax is like, "Don't worry, I can get you some details. I know a guy."
Nice. Great. Sounds good. I'm confident that you all are going to do stellar on this job. And depending on the scale of what this is and any follow-up action that's needed, of course, there will be even more pay to be offered. So just get back in contact with me as soon as you can. Here is a burner number of mine, and he'll give you some contact details.
Okay. And me to John to DM. The objective of this mission is to go there and do what? Exactly? Just look around or
figure out what happened, what was stolen, and why.
Okay.
It is a fact-finding mission.
Who, why stole / broke into the black site? All right, cool.
And of course, these black sites, they do lots of work that no one hears about. So anything you can gather truly would be useful.
Understood.
All right. Will you be needing any assistance on your mission? Any equipment, any expertise I can try and procure for you?
Be nice to get some survival gear. We're going out in the jungle.
I just realized something. We're like approximately one virtual intelligence short of running our ship. I feel like maybe we could use that extra, like half a crew member.
Oh, I know nothing about running a ship.
We wouldn't bring anyone you know on. I think we should keep this in-house, boys.
Oh, okay. I was just trying to provide an opportunity for, a VI to get introduced. But that's all right.
We already have one, don't we? Isn't that all Bundy?
Narratively, no.
Narratively, we do not own Bundy yet?
No.
I think he's trying
We
to make that
discussed
happen.
doing that, but
He's teeing it up for Nick to try to jump in there.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have a virtual assistant of my own. I mentioned my secretary. Bundy's great. Here, I can just copy him for you if you like.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Wow, thanks so much. We really needed that guy.
and like, so Dax, you like reach your data pad forward, I assume, and he like just sends you a copy of the VI, and you just see like a little like emoji face on your data pad that's like, "Hi, I love that you enjoyed that Christmas smoothie or milkshake. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for other food preferences of yours.
Yo, we're gonna be such good friends.
I can't cook, but I might be able to make that information useful."
Nice. Guys, we found the best crewmate.
I go by Bundy. You can choose to rename me if you like. And there's like the name your player screen.
Oh, God.
I think Dax types Bundy in before anybody has a chance to do anything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Impulsively type in Bundy.
Yep.
You could have just hit accept, but that works too.
Like he stands there deep in thought for a while and just goes, Bundy.
Bundy.
All right. So Magno, this is just the kind of guy he is. He basically like Amazon Prime orders you some survival gear that will be like on a drone that will like meet up with you at Aketi, the jungle planet, when you arrive.
Nice.
He doesn't have it on him, but he has it delivered.
I give him the universal sign of Hail Bezos, our new eldritch god of mankind. And
Please tell me he arrives in a Usto or whatever.
Yep.
You shut.
A U-shut.
You shut.
I always
Shut
imagined that there was just like countless numbers of drones like moving ordered products around this system, but I bet there's also like, I don't know, because U-shuts.
I think it's like a faux Amazon delivery van where one guy controls the drones in his starship, and he has like some insane quota he has to make every week, like 10,000 deliveries.
Have you seen those photos of people that are playing Pokemon Go on like 40 phones on their bike?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's that, except he's driving U-shuts.
Oh my God. The poor guy.
U-shut is going to end up being the big bad evil guy of the campaign. Just you wait. Catch the deliveries. You can't stop them all. All right. So
Diabolical.
okay. Anything else anyone wanted to take care of before we jump to the action?
I think that's everything I can think of.
Greg,
Stacks about this guy.
Yeah.
Who's the guy?
So there's this guy named Yazoo.
Mhm.
He's like the head of the corporate security from the location I left. I still got his comm number. He's helped me score some drugs in the past when I was really down on it. He knows like the ins and outs of their security. If anybody knows about the code, it's gonna be him. I'll get us into contact.
It's good.
Okay, just make sure not to mention we're going to Aketi specifically, because you can immediately just call the friends, right?
He's cool though, man. He's cool.
So this is Dax's like he Greg chose Yazoo as his like good close friend among his deadly friends. So like betrayal is not an option that I consider myself to not have that as an option here. To respect that choice. So you contact Yazoo, and he basically is like, "Oh shit, you heard about that? I mean, I know it's been on the news, but like, yeah, they're not really talking about like which facility it is." And so this says here he's a crooked cop.
I told you I reflavored him as corporate security.
Sure.
Because he's like my in and Aphrodite.
He's like, shit, dude. Like, how badly do you need this? Because I could like literally lose my head if I get caught.
What? I need it pretty bad. My people I'm running with, they're hell bent on doing this. I got 2 pieces of info for you.
Okay.
I know where. What was this drug called? I forget. I wrote it down, but then I lost my paper.
Did we call it grave dust?
Grave dust? Is it grave dust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where the grave dust gets produced. I can give you the exact coordinates. You can use that information however you wish. I also have a little bit of it, I could send it along, some product for you to move. I'm sure you know some guys over there working those long hours.
Hmm. Look, I can do this for you, but I need to know what's going on. Like, after this is all through, like, I'm gonna hear about what's going on. Maybe I don't want to know.
Ignorance is bliss, they say.
Give me a roll. Let's do a roll. We
Yeah,
haven't done any rolls yet. We're playing a new system. We haven't done any rolls.
I think obviously I think this is probably a like talk, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm doing. I you could argue for trade, but it doesn't help me either way.
Trade is more like find what you need on the market and sell what you have, roll it to sell or buy
But
things.
I am kind of selling him, right? He's a crooked cop. I'm kind of selling him information.
But he's
if
like
if I had +1 in trade, I would be arguing about it. But
Sure.
I'm happy to roll my -1 in either of these.
Sure, yeah. I think talk would work.
All right. And I think that this is my charisma.
Okay. Yes. So in this system, not only do you pick the skill that you're using, but we also choose the attribute between strength, dex, con,
and I think this is
charisma.
I'm talking with him over a long distance. I'm just it's all Dax, baby. All right.
Okay. So the standard DC in this system, like for a default action, is an 8. So that is below the target
that's a
value.
fail. That's pretty low.
Do you have any like skills? All of your skills are in combat. So
I'm pretty combat focused. Yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna ask for something else, I think.
Okay.
Or he's not gonna be able to do this. He's like, look, drugs sound good. You're right. Those hours they have been long, especially with this recent break-in. But like I can't just do it for drugs.
All right. Tell me what you need. I'm good for it.
Look, I've been meaning to check up on my sister. My family, we've all been kind of pitching in to send her to that like academy, the Kalut Academy on Shemaya. Like when this whatever is going on blows over, like could you check in on her for me?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Always check in on family.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that like later. But
all right.
Okay. All right. Just give me like a day or two.
All right. Perfect.
And later that day, he sends you the information you need. He has the specific security protocols for this facility, which we are going to call. I need a name for this facility. What would they have called it? This is the Black Rose facility.
Nice.
Right.
I think
Go ahead, Dak.
Oh yeah.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, like, if this comes to me, I was just gonna give it to Sunny, and then like as soon as I know he's got the information, just like use all of my grave dust, right? To like just get all stuporific and de-stressed in his room while he works.
Nice.
Sunny would then take these data protocols and study up on the code and spend an hour preparing a spike to be able to infiltrate the data systems of Aphrodite Pharmaceuticals at the Black Rose facility.
Okay. All right. So, Greg, so this facility, this Black Ops site is called the Black Rose facility. Eventually I will want to know what the name of the facility you were at was. if
Okay.
you think your character would know. But
There's a chance Dax might not, but I have a feeling that I'll make it up.
okay, no rush.
Yeah.
It just occurred to me that like if we're referring to some of these facilities, it might be important to just kind of label them.
Sure. Sounds good.
Okay, so you all have a number of options when it comes to landing on the planet of Aketi, which I will describe here in a second. Let me just... Ooh, that was very loud. Sorry, viewers. So in terms of Aketi, this is a verdant jungle world that would be more settled were it not for the incredibly hostile natural life. Between rapidly spreading carnivorous plants, seasonally rampaging beasts, and hyper-aggressive fish, only a few distinct types visit Aketi. Researchers, poachers, and criminals hiding from the law. It is the planet is labeled as a nature preserve, which is a reason why it is not really like colonized very much. But Aphrodite has created some incredibly robust facilities with pretty impressive security measures, at least to keep the flora and fauna out. So there's not only just poachers and researchers and criminals, but there are also like safaris. So you all could show up like and join a safari excursion as your sort of like guys for arriving. Especially given that Magna Glorio is really concerned that they like you might be detected like on arrival, and there aren't a lot of people showing up on Aketi. So like if a ship is detected for whatever reason and no one is really sure why that is, that might cause some problems for you and local security. So I'm just curious, like what your plan is. Like, are you going to try and land really far away from this facility and under the guise of being a like on one of these safaris, you'll have to trek a lot further on the ground, but no one will question why you're here? Or do you want to try and land closer to the facility, but risk like people asking questions, but have a lot less risk on the ground of running into an encounter?
Well,
I say we come in as a tour and grab our speeder bikes.
when you say safari, do you mean like we land our ship in a publicly accessible area?
Correct. Yes.
And then just go and explore the planet unsupervised?
Well, you would be joining a safari, like where you'd be led by someone. You might have to pay a few credits to like, you know, join, but then you could like ditch it.
Well, if we ditch it, that's a clear like paper trail with us. And if we're doing this, then Norm wants to be super stealthy, have no connections with anyone else that can lead it back to them.
Unless we bribe the people with the safari to ask no questions when we walk away. Still
So even then, like, if something happens, then they will still know, right?
That's true.
What if we gave ourselves like fake names? Like you could be Norman instead of Norm, and I could be like Dex. We'd totally fool them. They'd never know it was us.
Ooh, I want to be Sundance.
Dax, I grab your face, I kiss you on the forehead, and I say, I want you to keep your innocence when this is all over. I asked my ship captain, how hard would it be to land our shuttle on the planet if we don't have like our transponders on? Because assumedly we can sneak onto the planet.
Landing a shuttle isn't too hard, but we need to. The question is, what kind of sensors and other things are there? I mean, our ship is pretty good at evading detection. Our shuttle isn't, but we are small. I'd be willing to accept that challenge. Shuttle down, speeder bike close, make our hit, speeder bike out, and then back to the ship.
Well, what did your guy tell us in terms of like what's his facilities capabilities? Because it's not like every single station has the exact same power output as like a world government satellite. If this is a black site, then it will be incredibly difficult for it to get information up and out.
Yeah. So, what's the guy's name? Yazoo. Yazoo would have
Yep.
said that there's a lot of investigation going on at the facility during the day. Lots of people like will arrive on site. And both during the day and at night, there is a large automated security, system, meaning that there are a lot of like androids with
Okay.
VI that are basically programmed like shoot to kill on site for anyone who isn't supposed to be there.
I also think that the questions aren't necessarily from the black site. It's like the planetary overseer is like, this ship landed out in the middle of nowhere without any clearance. What's that about? And maybe the like park rangers come knocking or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's like the black site being like calling all soldiers, we're being invaded.
Yeah, Akedia itself, since it doesn't really have a civilization, doesn't really have like a local law enforcement.
But they give tours, right? Somebody's doing something there.
Well, yeah, and there's definitely going to be like some authority, like medical authorities, in case there's a medical emergency. Like those might be kind of floating around in case like someone uses like an emergency channel to like declare an emergency.
If this is like a planet that hides or is a pirate refuge, it should not be heavily surveilled. We should be able to go down there in our own shuttle and, make it a day, make it 20 kilometers. I don't care about the distance if we have like our motorbikes.
Yeah. So I guess just to be fully transparent, I'm going to make like a detection check by Aphrodite. Like they have very limited surveillance, so I'm just going to be making like a standard or a very difficult check for them. But like, if you all go land with a safari, they won't be making that check. Because
what if we use our sensor mask, and which is our essentially fake transponder?
Yes, it is a fake
and
transponder.
Send that signal to the safari area while we fly somewhere else.
So I don't think that lets you spoof your location. It just lets you say, we're not the Retribution, we're the SS Love Machine or whatever.
Love Connection.
Love Connection. Right. Yes, thank you.
Just so you know, I have the level 2 Wanderer focus.
Ooh.
That I just put in the chat.
You get around.
Which means I can get travel papers.
Okay.
So if we want to just be going there as a legitimate, courier service or something that's going straight to the facility, we can just say we're supposed to be there. And then
I think this is the perfect way to land in that safari, like you were talking about, right? You get forged documents.
Yep. I love it.
Yeah.
Good call, Andy.
Okay. Great. So it sounds like you all are landing at the safari. You have faked your paper trail, so like this won't come back to bite you in the ass. If anyone chooses to check, they'll just be left with more questions. But you still have, if you are going this route, you still have a further distance to go on your speeder bikes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Cue the heist music, Nick.
Okay, I gotta find the heist music. Dun 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 dun. Okay, let's not get.
Sounds like Mission Impossible music.
I hear no music at all.
Yeah, sorry. I was singing it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do I have good music for this?
Who doesn't like interrogation?
Okay. All my music's like super spacey.
Oh.
There's no space heist. Space jaunt. space techno.
Wait, hold on. There's Vault. Is this?
Yep.
Nope, this is not heisty music.
Mhm.
Okay. Jesus, I do not have music prepared for this.
We can also like use our imagination, and it doesn't have to be sci-fi specific. If you had like a Song of the Ravenlands heist music that you wanted to bring
I
in.
didn't add any of my Song of the Ravenlands music to this game.
Got it. Never mind.
Desert World, Dying World, Far Above the World. Sure, let's try that.
It's gonna be all ambient.
Good.
This is not good.
That's how I
either.
like it.
Ooh, go with Thieves Guild from Tabletop Audio. It's really good heist music.
Oh, is that good? I've always done that as like that was like the Moss family den. Yeah, that's okay. It's got like a little bit of tempo to it. I like that. Okay, so you all are met by like a safari leader who's like, "Hello, everyone, and welcome to Aketi, the most dangerous planet in this sector." And you just ditch immediately. You just like pull. I think I described your speeder bikes as like the razors, the razor scooters. You just like flip them off for your back, snap them out, and just put away. They're pretty fast though. So you all are whizzing through the jungle in the middle of the day, it sounds like, since that's when a safari would have left. So you have a bit more visibility and will be able to detect an encounter a little bit better and not be jumped by an apex predator in the middle of the night. So can I get some sort of roll for you all to avoid an encounter? Otherwise, I have to decide on this list of beast types, ranging from small vicious beast to large aggressive prey animal to gengineered murder beast. What I'm going to throw at you.
Survivor. I've been in these woods before.
Why
I know
don't
my way
we?
around them.
Why don't we just have everyone
Yeah.
roll something and we'll take the average?
All right.
What do we?
Do we get to choose our attributes, or do you want us to justify them?
Well, I don't even know what skill I want to ask you all to do, much less what
I want
attribute.
to roll my survive.
Same.
And I think that I want to use like strength or dex, right? Like I'm like forging a path through the forest, like
Sure,
chopping away at underbrush with a machete or something.
sure. Everyone, give me some sort of survive check.
Can I give my notice instead? And
Sure.
we'll keep a lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me. Oh, why do I have double music playing right
Hey,
now?
11.
Oh, do I have music?
What is notice? Wisdom by standard? Yeah, okay.
There is no standard. You would choose the attribute based on like what you're doing.
I
Okay,
think those are some pretty good rolls, friends.
Yeah.
those
Did they
are
not? Did they not genetically engineer big friendly animals? They only engineer the terrors.
Yeah, they're genetically engineered friendly animals, but all the really mean animals hate them. So they're
So that's in an entirely different sector of space called Distendo.
We need to go there sometime.
Yeah, it's the heist to the fluffy planet.
Yeah.
And then I need a roll from Sunny, it looks like. Oh, no, there it
Mine's
is.
the
That's a
last on the
9.
list.
Okay, so that's pretty high. So yeah, you all definitely were going to run into something, some sort of scaly beast, sort of apex predator type. But Norm and Sunny are on it and are like, nope, hey, we need to go that way. And between Dick and Dax, they are like bushwhacking with their razor scooters well enough to make it through undeterred. So you all, it takes probably a couple hours, 2 hours or so, on these bikes to get all the way out to this Black Ops site. And you can tell that you're getting close because Dax is like, all right, we need to stop. They're gonna have some sort of like, detection, like cameras around. We need to tread carefully. Good bushwhacking, Dick, says Sunny. Wonderful. Thank you for that, Shadow.
Sure. I was trying to keep it classy by keeping it in chat, but if you want to read it out, go for it.
Oh, I'm always gonna read it out. Our
All right,
viewers,
nice.
our viewers can like literally see it right there, but I need
That's
to read
true.
it for myself.
Oh well, I didn't
minute.
realize how big
Who's
that,
Dick?
that window is on the street.
Yeah, I for this particular scene or source,
Love it.
this view, I want the rolls to be in our fucking faces because they're so hard to see when it's like Roll20 is the full screen. Okay, so you all know that they have some security measures that you'll need to avoid to make it up to the facility, and it is thick and dense jungle, so hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. How are you all proceeding?
I'm following closely behind Dax. Should we call out what gear we have on? Like what Dax, what are you wearing right now? Are you like in full
Dax is wearing
Steve Irwin
woven
mode?
body armor. It is this like mesh of like Kevlar and probably some weird magnetic like fibers that weave together in a like mesh that protects the body from both high speed attacks as well as like bladed weapons. He has a sniper rifle slung over the back of his like on one of those big, what are those things called when you like hang your,
Bandoliers.
yeah, I don't know. It's slung over his back, ready to be pulled out if needed. But he has a combat rifle and a knife at his side, as the large kind of machete is just like slashing through the underbrush around him. You can see him keeping like a sharp eye out for the noted cameras, right? Like looking paranoid, like everywhere, up, down, in the trees, at you, thinking you're a camera for a second, and that's a person, and like, yeah.
I think Lettuce uses his shitty grappling gun to get up to branches on the trees, and then incorrectly assume he knows how to do hand signals to the soldier decks down below. Yeah.
So we've got Spider-Man swinging around, or Tarzan, really. Just like,
Dax just
damn,
assumes he's
just so
fine. He's like
charismatic.
doing his best to think what these hand signals are. He's like, oh god, oh no, I've definitely taken too much drugs today. All right, I think he means forward, and I'm like, hey, and like I try my best to follow your directions.
I think at one point I just throw a twig down and get your attention and go, there's a guard tower.
Oh, good. All right, we gotta go like around that to the backside. They'll never see it coming.
What about you, Sonny? What are you rocking?
Sunny has an armored undersuit, which is essentially just like an armored suit of like Kevlar that's underneath his clothing. Other than that, he just has like a jacket on and some like slacks or whatever. He's carrying a laser pistol in a holster at his side, and a backpack with a couple of pouches at the side of his hip with all of his extraneous gear. I think he's trying to move ahead of the party a little bit as their Dax is like whacking the shit out of every plant within 5 feet reach, and Lettuce is bouncing back and forth between the trees. Like, people are going to see us coming from a mile away. I'm going to try to get ahead and off to the side, try to sneak my way through to try to get some observation on whatever might be in front of us.
So I know that this system has lots of like laser weapons. We had previously talked about making our fiction a bit more kind of manual, analog, and more like physical, and reserving laser weapons for like really like high-end gear. And it's totally fine that you have this laser pistol. I'm curious where you got it or why you have it.
Oh no, I was not aware that we were like
I may
coming
have
down to here.
failed to bring that up then. If you want it, you can have it. But is it like maybe a family heirloom? Was it given to you by someone?
I think it belonged to one of the guys that Sonny did his first major job with. And unfortunately, that guy got pinched
Oof.
by the
That's right.
Lorcon Consortium as we were trying to steal a soul crystal.
Right.
And so he kind of carries it as a memento of the guy and a reminder to not get fucking caught.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And now I'm keeping it.
Alrighty.
Okay. So you all know that there are security like cameras out there. How do you want to like proceed?
Are
First,
we like?
I want to hear what Norm's rocking first, and then.
Oh yeah, good call.
Oh yeah. So Norm is in full. You know that one episode of Family Guy when Peter's dressed like a clown during the invasion of Iraq?
Can't say I've seen that one.
Nope.
Sorry,
well,
John.
He is wearing a combat field uniform, so he is quite girthy and big right now. Some may even call him huge, with full-blown plates, like strapped within his, what's it called, combat weave or whatever it's called. And there is just a massive backpack and medical kit combination on his back, and his weapon is quite big as well. The equivalent of a shotgun within this sci-fi era. So I'm rocking out, ready to LARP as a soldier, which, you know, might be cringeworthy to Dax, but, you know,
Nice.
flaunting the rich guy wealth.
Flaunt it.
Beats business.
I think Dax is too focused. Like this particular job is Aphrodite, and like I played up the oh my god I took too many drugs with Andy, but I think Dax is more sober than before, and like he realizes that you're kitted out like crazy, but I think he's too focused on doing things the right way to like be overly concerned about it.
Dax is a professional.
You've tapped into the professional side for like maybe the first time that you've been around him.
I think we've seen it, like especially when you all were fighting with Morik, like when Dax.
I guess perhaps in flashes, right?
Yeah, like
But
we've
it's
seen
sustained.
it, but not in like together.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So once again, how do you want to approach or deal with the security measures that they have in place, namely cameras and other sensors?
I think that Dax remembers there being like infrared sensors. Like it's not a bit like the jungle's too thick to look for like camera, like a traditional camera. So they're looking for like heat signatures. And so I think what Dax is doing is taking time to stop and like find like water, river streams, pools, puddles, and like dousing him and his clown companion in it, and making sure that his heat signature won't show up, while keeping an eye out for little like red dots somewhere in the jungle, as if they're going to be the telltale sign of those sensors.
X, you should use mud. Get some mud, slather all over your face.
I'll have you know my lead-based paint hides my thermal sickness.
Okay, roll mud. Give me a survive
Roll
check.
mud.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that this is a survival based thing, and I think that this is probably intelligence based, if I were to guess.
I agree. That seems
Okay.
appropriate to me. I'm gonna be playing it probably pretty fast and loose with attributes and also probably skills too. Okay,
An 11.
That's an 11. That's great. So you and
cool.
just
That's
Norm
great.
specifically, or the whole crew are advancing under like. With...
Well, I think that that Sunny is like some distance away from us, and Lettuce is up in the trees doing his best, Naruto impression. And so I think that only Norm and I can take too much benefit from this.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You approach. As you pass by, you notice some sensors, and you can tell like you haven't tripped any alarms. There isn't any like sirens going off. And up ahead, you can see that there are various it's like sentry robots standing in position that are like some are pacing around, doing kind of a what would you call it? I'm just.
Patrol?
Yeah, a patrol. Thank you. I'm just spacing on words today, so this is why I have all of you here to help me with words when I struggle. So various sentries doing patrol, moving around, and they do not appear to be on any particular higher alert. So you have progressed. And as you approach the facility, you see this large metal structure. Actually, as you approach, it's not the metal structure you see first. And even before you notice the guards, what you see is a bunch of terrain. Like this has been a dense, like vibrant jungle with tons and tons of competing life. Like that, like you can tell, like there's no weeds here. It's just like big plants that are like sucking the ground dry and then like killing other plants. And there's evidence of like plants being eaten like ravenously. Like it is a hostile environment. But you see this just massive, what looks like almost like a crater, except the ground hasn't been impacted, but just like huge amount of flora has been just completely destroyed, and like burnt, and it just hasn't regrown, in an area, and right ahead of it is a giant hole in shredded metal of the facility. And so then you see the facility, which is this large metal structure, very, very thick walls, as you can tell, because there is a massive hole in the side of it, where it has just been like ripped apart, almost from like has been ripped from the inside out and the outside in. Like just metal is just curled and torn in different directions, and it is not clear whether something was like going in or going out, but just the metal is completely shredded. And there are a concentration of sentries in this opening on this side of the facility.
When you say sentries, do you mean like robot humanoids walking around?
Yes. Humanoid robots. Autonomous machines.
I think it's at this time I give the like proper like signals up into the trees, right? Like this is like 4. I don't know what they are, but like, I give them the good old signals, and I'm like expecting like that information to be well received and like acted upon. And I'm confused for a moment while we have like the signals crossed. We have to act out mime the information, but eventually I get it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Eventually I get this up to Lettuce and see what he thinks of the situation.
We haven't done any hacking yet, have we?
No, we're still outside the facility.
I know. I'm sorry. Wait, did you say they were human sentries or robot sentries?
They are humanoid robots. And Dax and Norm are clocking probably 6 of them on this side of the facility alone.
God, I keep thinking in like my Hazel mindset.
Can't take your goat under the roof on this one, buddy. Gotta have to come up with something else.
I know.
You don't have a bow. You don't have an ibex. What are you to do?
I think I'm gonna defer to soldierly judgment here. I might just get some recon from up in the tree and climb down.
Okay.
Attacks.
Yeah, we go back and forth for a minute, and then
Yeah.
Dax
I'm
is like, okay.
I'm gonna look
Let's get
and
the
then
fuck
come
down.
to you.
All right.
Right there.
All right. So we wait for Lettuce to come down, and then Dax is gonna be like, 6 is a lot. I think that it might be better if I were to run a distraction, and we could get the two of you in the facility. I really wish Sonny was here. I have no idea where that guy went to. He's like a freaking ninja. But
I get on my comm
Okay.
pad and text Sonny, get the fuck back here.
I appear over your left shoulder blade.
Ah!
right. Okay. After a bit of confusion, I'm like, all right, so I know Kung Fu. It's really effective on drones.
Yeah.
Yeah. They taught it to me. Now I get to turn the tables on them. 6 is a lot. I don't think we can fight them all and like do it quickly and discreetly. So my idea is that I'm gonna run a diversion, snap one of them across the neck, get the rest of them chasing me. I disappear in the forest, run them into a giant toad or something. You ever seen one of those eat a man whole? It's crazy.
Yeah, I have. I've heard stories.
Wow. All right.
In a different
And then
life.
the 3 of you are going to have a wide open entrance for a few minutes. You can get in there, get your computer dealy bopper going, and we'll meet back up on the outside.
I look at Dax. Dax, in military school, did they teach you never to separate from your battle buddies? What
Yeah,
you're
we
suggesting
usually
is
train in
suicide.
pods of about 5, but you guys are not quite as well trained.
Dax, I think we can take him.
Yeah, but here's the deal. We could definitely kill them all, but if we do, more will be coming. These aren't the only 6. So, like, it's better.
Once you alert them to your presence, more are definitely coming, I swear.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't want to be in a fight without you, Dax. You're a fighter.
The man brings up
Right.
a good point.
All right. Well, do you have a better solution?
Perhaps we circle the facility, look for another point of entry besides the giant fucking hole with the robot standing in front of it.
I mean,
Then
that's a
maybe
pretty
try to-
good point of entry.
That's a pretty good idea. Why don't we do that first before you just go in and alert the nest?
I mean, that can always be the backup option. If we get spotted, you can always jump on your speeder bike and go through the forest and try to draw them out. We'll go the other way and then meet up later.
Okay.
Let us.
How much drugs have you had? Are you there? Dax.
Oh no, it's... I think
Okay,
he's
Craig,
there. Dax,
Oh,
say something.
yes. What's up?
We thought your camera froze, Dax.
Oh. Yeah, it does that sometimes.
You had one of your episodes for a second there.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. I think I'm going to try to spotting eyes for cameras, as Dax has been so good at pointing them out and where to find them. I'm going to try to sneak around the facility and see if there is an alternate entrance, perhaps a door to the side or like a loading bay or a loading dock or something like that, where we might be able to maneuver our way in.
Okay.
There's like... So, for my mind's map, I guess, there's like a crater or a divot within the ground with facilities in that, and around it there is just a clear field,
Sorry,
right?
I used the term crater, and I was trying to describe the amount of damage to the foliage as well as to the wall. Yeah, the wall of the building. So
Okay.
the building is on flat terrain, like you are level with the building. It is not like sunken or anything. But there is just a massive amount of stuff that has been destroyed and that has not regrown or not been repaired.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
There's a clear cut space.
Yeah, like you have a clear path forward into the facility, but there are 6 guards in between. And And it sounds like Sunny wants to check around other potential routes.
We want to see how many guards in total there are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna need some sort of check to get around the facility, avoid detection from the thermal scanners as well as the robots.
I think that's a sneak check.
Yes,
Nick,
I think that is a sneak. And you have assistant, like the DC's lower thanks to Dax's leadership and know-how. So this will just be DC 8.
All right. And I'm rolling mine with 3d6 as I'm a specialist.
That's right. Hell yeah. That's a 10.
There's an N. I get to
Nice.
drop my lowest number, 6 and a 2, plus the modifier plus the skill point. All right.
Sick. Okay, so you make your way around, making sure to stay clear of like these little, like very like camouflaged metal posts, but like you now know what you're looking for as Dax has pointed them out to you. And they do not appear to be like 3D. They're just simply pointing outwards. So you're able to just maneuver around them and also stay clear of the bots, like in that Goldilocks zone between the sensors and the robots. You sneak around the facility. You note that there is like a couple bots that are actively patrolling at irregular intervals. And then there is a entrance to the facility that has 2 robots standing at what you presume is a locked door. So 8 robots in total defending this entire facility. And as you kind of like are gauging them, and you, Sunny, might be more familiar with robots. These are going to be soldier bots with a level 2 expert system. So they have some additional bonuses on top of the base soldier bot stat block.
Just these 2 by the locked door?
All of them.
All of them? Okay. I'll make my way back around to the party. If it seems like there's only 2 entrances, 1 a locked door and 2 a big hole,
Yeah.
then I'll make my way back around to the party and inform them of what's going on.
Yeah. Okay. The reason I'm pointing out the stat blocks and that is like, as you're looking at this is a very expensive defense setup that they've put here. Each of these bots is like 20,000 credits, and they have 8 of them here. That's 160,000 credits just to defend this facility.
Another idea for a distraction. What if we caught a really like big pig and we set it off right in front of one of the sensors? I got the robots to go after it.
That's a better idea. I love it.
That or we like fuck with the camera itself, since it's front facing, right? So if we go at it from an angle, we can get around it.
Yeah, the computers aren't really my thing. I like catching pigs.
Well, I gesture to our fixer and program hacker duo, like they're here for a reason, Dax.
We could.
Can you guys talk to the computers?
They talk to the computers.
Nice.
That's depowered it.
The files are in the computer.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, I feel like Lettuce would be like, don't forget, guys, like we're on a timeline for the safari here. Like we should be leaving around the time the safari is done. Do we have time to hunt for a pig? Sonny, let's see what we can do with this sensor.
Meanwhile, at the safari, they're actually hunting for a pig.
What if we either destroy or disable the power for one of the sensors and see if that draws the robots out to check it? Is that our plan?
Yeah. Let's do
Okay,
that.
if we draw robots out, do we want to aim for the big hole in the wall or do we want to aim for the door? Which way do we want to try and go in? Because once we try to disable it,
I want to go through the big hole, man.
I was gonna say, I think if we distract them and get security over to this like more remote spot, we might be able to just sneak in.
Okay.
So we
Depends on how much.
we make a time delay on our sensor sabotage here,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can position ourselves to run in as soon as the robots are distracted.
Okay. That's the play.
All right.
I like it.
Is that a program or a fix?
Let's look at the difference between the two. So fix is create and repair devices. Roll to fix things, build things, and identify. So that is specifically about creating.
Like create a time delay. Tiny
Like
little
a time delay flare or something that pops up right in front of the infrared sensor and just scrambles it because it's too much heat right in front of it.
Sure.
Little, Walter White thermite action, you know.
Yeah. And then what was the other option?
Program.
To hack the
Program.
system.
Yeah, operating or hacking computing and communications hardware. Roll it to program or hack computers. Control computer operated hardware. Blah blah blah. Okay, yeah. I think either one of these would work. You do have all of the protocols for hacking their equipment, so I think program would be probably a lower DC. Let's take a look at the hacking rules. So most I'm looking at the hacking handout that I sent to you all. So most hacking requires a physical interface with the system, either by tapping a line with a meta tool. Do you have a meta tool, Sunny?
I certainly do.
Oh, sorry, chat. Let me bring this up that we're looking at. Perfect. Or by plugging into a terminal connection. Those are inside the facility. So you have a meta tool for tapping a line. Hack. Make an an intelligence program skill check versus the DC. This takes 10 minutes to perform on the fly, or a main action if the hacker has spent an hour preparing the hack, which it sounds like Sunny has. If rushed, an off-the-cuff hack can be attempted as a main action against a higher DC. So there is a difference in difficulty between spending time doing something as like a prepared hack, or an off-the-cuff hack, or a on-the-fly hack. So they kind of have these different terms for it. Repeated hacking activities become riskier with additional +1 to the DC for every attempt within 24 hours. So it sounds like what you're trying to do is sabotage a system. If you look at the common hacking actions on the right side, there's either like shut down a system, which also could work here, or sabotage a system. Sabotage is a 10 difficulty, suppress is an 8 difficulty. And they would have had a lot of bonuses for being like a much higher end system. For the like megacorp major government gets +2. So not only that, but they also like pay for an even higher end. So there would have been even more than that. But you're ignoring all of that. You've also done all your preparations.
I do think sabotaging a system sounds like what we're doing.
Okay.
Sabotage.
Yeah, completely damage a specific system such that it physically self-destructs or becomes jammed with malignant code. Damage is permanent until repaired. Okay, so that is DC 10. So give me your intelligence program check. And I'm going to say that there are kind of tiers of improved effect here. So a 10 will achieve the base effect you're looking for. And every increment above that will get an even better result.
Am I assisting Brian in some way here? Can I get him a modifier or anything?
Sure. Let's take a look at how the help action works.
Yeah.
As you're considering that, I also have what is called a black slab, which you gave to me last session, which gives me a +1
Jesus
modifier
Christ.
on hacking attempts.
Why
Damn.
would I give you that? That seems really silly
Because
of
you
me.
didn't look at the system earlier, Nick. You're like, you should take this black slab thing. I'm like, yeah, that sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
that sounds great. Go for it.
True.
All right, so I'm rolling my Well, let's figure out the help action first.
Aiding. Okay, aiding. Sometimes one PC will want to lend a hand to another as they attempt a difficult feat. To do this, the player first describes what sort of action they're taking to help their comrade. If the GM agrees that their effort makes sense and would be helpful, the player then rolls a relevant skill check against the same difficulty as the original check. If it is a success, the other player character gets a +1 bonus on their roll. Multiple player characters can try and help, but the acting PC cannot earn more than a +1 bonus. The
How do you
skill,
help him?
the help skill
So-
doesn't have to be the same skill as the PC that is checking.
So I can do like an intelligence fix.
Yeah, but how you help me? Can you describe
Like
it?
narratively, how are you helping?
Oh, I mean, I'm good with my hands. I've got my own meta tool and other tools and everything. So I think I'm just being your sort of like sous chef as you create the little device that we're building onto this. That's going to give us the delayed reaction. Get the timing right, build the trigger. I'm making a bomb, essentially, a tiny little time bomb.
So if you're hacking, you're just changing the code. That has nothing
Right.
to do with like a physical
Oh.
device. Or wait, are you?
Well, they have to get into it, right? So what if
Right.
Andy's doing the actual cutting?
Oh,
and-
he's like creating a device that will be activated by the code that Sunny is planting.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay,
like John's
sure.
idea too.
Yeah, that
That
works. Yeah, okay, give me a fix. And this is DC 10.
Intelligence. Is
Yeah,
that what it said? For
yeah.
hack?
Well, yeah, it doesn't have to be the same. Okay. Do you have any skills that apply here that could help you either re-roll or like, are you an expert with that can re-roll here?
Once per scene, you can re-roll a failed skill check, taking the new roll if it's better, is one of the class abilities of an expert.
Yes.
True.
Are you a
Yeah.
psychic, Andy?
No, I'm an expert. I'm gonna go ahead and do I just do it again?
Yeah, just roll it again. That's a
There
10.
it is.
That works. Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
it looks like
What
Andy's
a
sheet still
broken.
has
What's that, Brian?
looks like Andy's sheet still has the basics of the psychic.
Oh. All right. I'll work with him to fix that. Oops.
No, it's never mind. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
I got it.
definitely says psychic stuff. Okay. Whoops.
Mhm.
We'll fix that. Okay. Cool. So your device is set up and good to go. Sunny, you have +1 on your DC 10 hacking check, and then you also have +1 from your tool. So I think that you add 2 as a mod.
It was the modifier, and I'm using intelligence along with my program, which I am an expert hacker, so I also roll 3d6 and drop the lowest.
Good God. Okay,
That's
that's
a
a 13. Okay, so that's 3 above your target value. So you set up this device on a timer. A few minutes go by as you all get set up. The sensor does its thing, and immediately you can see the effects. There are bots that are like patrolling that immediately stop and swivel their heads and look in the direction of the camera. And then 2 of the robots begin making their way towards the sensor, which is quite a ways away in the jungle. So in terms of the immediate effect, you are now down to 4 of the robots.
So now. Oh, we got
All
the
right,
moment.
now with the patrollers gone, we can probably pick an angle to approach the facility, or we'll be seen by maybe 1 robot or none. And then if we can get in close, then Dax can use his kung fu. We can take some robots out quick.
Mhm.
I don't think there's a way to get in without a fight at the beginning, so we might as well take the good odds.
Let's do it.
All right,
Okay.
we approach.
All right. As we are sneaking up onto the robots to do battle with them, or maybe avoid it if possible, we'll have to see what happens on the other side of our break. We will be right back. Alrighty, we're back, and our party is on approach to the Black Rose facility of Aphrodite Pharmaceutical. There are 4 robots in front of you. 2 of them have left to go investigate a faulty, what did we call it? An infrared sensor?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think you have a pretty awesome opportunity here, Dax and gang, as one of the 4 remaining robots. I need a name for these type of robots, and I haven't even described them.
Are they like high end or low end?
These are high end. They give at least in the book, there are a range of robot types. from janitor bot to civilian security bot to repair bot, industrial work bot, and this is soldier bot, which is only like upseen by heavy war bots that have plasma weapons. I mean, we can, you know, play it fast and loose with our robot types. I'm just like, you know, trying to lean into a new system and use what they prescribe.
Since watching Interstellar, whenever I think of soldier robots, I just think of the robots in Interstellar that were all retired Marines, the just like boxy, you know, utilitarian soldiers.
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. It's
Bars.
it's like
Bars encased.
It's like 4 bars.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw someone cosplay as one of those at a Comic-Con like many years ago, and it was fucking phenomenal. Just how simple yet complex their cosplay was. I think I described this as more anthropomorphic, more humanoid in nature. So I think I'm gonna veer away from the TARS interstellar robots. I need like a defining feature though of like a security robot in this sector of space.
What is the space culture like? Is it this is like post scarcity Earth that has now become pre-scarcity again, or has fallen off?
I don't think there's as much scarcity as there used to be, but this is like, again, the furthest sector of space that has only been here like 2, maybe 3 generations, and it's very much like a beach city. So I like the idea of playing on like those beach themes, but also leaning into like, I don't know, like as I like tried to imagine what the shore was like, and I guess I've never shared this with you all, like a canning beach town, like very low end industrial.
I mean, you could name them after fish. They could look like crab people or something.
I'm not gonna do crab people, John.
Vision
Other
like
streamers
crab
have done crab people, and I'm not gonna take that from them.
Who doesn't like crab people?
This is you know, like the Wild West in space, right? So like kind of like a town sheriff cowboy aesthetic with like a maybe even some sort of thing that almost looks like a cowboy hat but actually functions to like shield their sensors from the sun.
Ooh, what if like their heads have like are clam-like, that are like open clamshell like, but all the way around, and they have like a Cylon eye that like spins around.
Like a symbol on a truss.
Yes, yeah, yeah. So let's call them snare bots.
Snare bots?
Yeah.
You're so much more clever than I am. I was like, ooh, a clam head. It could be C1AM.
Ooh, that's
No.
good too. I like it.
No, it's not good. Snarebot is much better.
Snarebot is better. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of there's a lot going on with snarebot. You're
Because
gonna
they snare you.
Yeah,
It's great.
exactly.
It's such a good name. It was immediately the best name.
It was pretty good. Thank you, Andy, for helping me arrive there. But crab people says Beth. Well, Beth, you need to watch John's shit because John like cannot
Who doesn't
stop
like
with clams. Okay, so you're approaching these 4 snare bots, Dax and gang, and one of them begins to resume the patrol that the other 2 just like left. So if you give it a minute, you'll actually be down to 3 robots.
Okay. I think that. I'm sorry. What were you doing, Lettuce?
I just said we give it a minute.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think we give it a minute. Let that one resume its role. Lettuce is on point with my theory here. And then at this point, it seems the party has decided we're gonna fight him. So Dax wants to immediately he wants to rush them with just exert himself to bust in on these things and give them the dual karate chop to knock them out before they have a chance to react. So we just open the fight with not essentially spot gripping 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah. end these man's whole careers. So that sounds like a punch to me, which is a
Okay, you want me to roll with punch?
combat
Absolutely.
skill. Use it as a combat skill when fighting unarmed. Is that what you took to represent your?
Yeah, I took both punch and the close combatant.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Can you link the close combatant for me, just so we have that?
Yeah, I have level 2 in it, so I get both of these effects.
Nice. You got punch. You can use pistol-sized range weapons in melee without suffering penalties, so you can like kneecap them or whatever you want. You ignore shock damage from melee assailants even if you're unarmored, and you deal a bunch of shit with shock damage, which we'll probably have to look up because I've already forgotten what we talked about last week.
I also do a fighting withdrawal as an on-turn action.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in and out, no opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
Deadly.
Wow. Okay, so I'm looking at my stat block for the robots. They have an AC of 16, which is pretty high. That might be a little high.
They're expensive
Well,
robots.
Oh wait,
That
I'm
makes
sorry.
sense.
Yeah, combat is a D20 system, I thought.
Yeah.
So maybe this is not a punch. This is at least not a punch check. This is like a. Oh wait, how does punch translate to a weapon?
Well, is he rolling his
Oh,
D20 plus his attack roll plus his punch skill when he does that? Is that how it works?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm rolling a +3 at range and I have an attack bonus of 1. It's because I have.
Here, let me just click knife here and see what happens.
You rolled a
I rolled-
1d20 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 0.
Yeah, so I rolled a d20, got a 3, which is atrocious. 2 AB
Attack bonus.
attack bonus, and that must come from.
He's a level 2 fighter.
Level 2 fighter.
Oh, okay.
0 weapon attack bonus.
Warrior.
Why is the skill? Oh, the
Because
skill
his
is stab, not punch. Oh, okay. So that was okay.
Wait.
Wait,
The attribute, his +1. Do you have +1 to your dex or strength?
so
I have +1 to strength and dex.
so since you took the like your drone foo or whatever you called it, you put that point in punch, right? Or did you put it
Here,
in
I
stab?
added a punch to my sheet, so we can roll punch if you want to look at it.
Okay. I just like I want, since you're attacking a drone, I want that to Oh well, that's much
Can
better.
that be my roll?
Yeah, that can be your roll.
20.
That's a nat 20.
Yep. And
Wait,
it's all in
you,
there too.
you clicked punch and it rolled a d20. Oh, okay. So I guess all combat related rolls, it does roll a d20, not the 2d6.
Yeah, so combat's a d20 system. Punch is
Okay.
a skill, right? So I have +1 in punch, so I get +1 to my skill, right?
Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. You added it as a weapon. Great. Okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? I added punch as a weapon so you could see how it's rolling.
Oh, okay. Great. Sure. You can you can take your d20.
I
or your
believe
20.
punch is a. I believe punch is a dex and strength skill, right? Isn't that how that works? Everything is a 2 attribute.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Right, so I have +1 in dex, +1 in strength. So my 2 abilities for punching are dex and strength, so I get +1 for each of them is 2. I have +1 in my punch skill, those are my 2 attributes associated with this attack. I have a +1 in punch as the skill, and I have no modifier.
Okay.
Right, so
Gotcha.
that's.
Plus.
No, I lied to you. It's an attack bonus. I understand what AB is now. Okay. I'm a level 2 warrior. Okay, so I'm rolling d20 +2 for my attack bonus. I don't have a weapon attack bonus. I have +1 in punch. And I have +1 attribute. So it's either strength or dex. I'm assuming
I
strength.
think it takes the better of the 2. If it gives
Better of the 2. That's what it
Okay.
is. Okay,
Gotcha.
perfect. Yeah, it's the better of the 2.
So
Okay.
narratively, as you're like running up to attack these drones, are you using your bare hands or are you using your knife?
I think I am. Yeah, I think I'm using my bare hands. And I've like been specially trained in this like version of kung fu that we've seen before, right? To like knock out drones.
Okay.
And so I come in with my like flying sweep to try to take them down.
Okay. Now in my stat block, I assume HD means health.
It means
I think those are hit dice.
Oh, hit dice. I have to roll dice?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
How dare you roll dice in this game, Nick?
I don't like
think
rolling
it's-
dice.
I think it's based off D6. As
I believe it is, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Because combat's so quick and brutal and efficient, Nick.
is punch supposed to be 1d2 damage?
1d2 plus 1
Okay.
Yeah.
is the like damage if I was like trying to hurt them. I think I'm narratively doing something different than like punching them to break them, right? I'm using like a specialized training to try to incapacitate the drones briefly.
Oh, page 194. HD is an NPC's hit dice, and NPC's hit points are rolled as a 1d8 for each hit die. Yeah, that's
Cool.
surprising. Okay, so this is robot number 1, 2d8 health. They have 6 health. So yeah, you close in and you like, what does it look like as you like severely damage this robot and keep it kind of like contained? I'm gonna
I think it's like an exertion of like speed. You just like a rush in and then like both hands fly out, and it's less about hitting them with strength and more about precision, right? I like identify the spots on them that need to be struck and just like the palms down, go pwah, right, and just try to like hit them where their sensors are, so that the damage makes them real for a moment.
Yeah, and I think this robot like isn't, because you're damaging its sensors and you're acting so quickly, it doesn't even register that it's being attacked. It just like is going into like, there's an error I must diagnose. So everyone else, what are you doing as Dax is just like effectively stunned this robot, and it
So
like,
we've run across the field. We dodged one guy going that way, two
Yeah.
went that way, and these guys are the ones stationary
Yes.
guarding the hole.
yeah, so there are 3 remaining guarding this doorway, or not doorway, but like hole in the wall. And there are 2 like keeping a lookout, but Dax has just like run up so quickly, like you all still have the drop on them. So Dax is like in melee with one of them and has snuck up behind him, and then there's 2 others stationed looking straight out towards all of you, but they haven't like registered that you're there. You have the drop. What do you do?
I wish to shoot a man by running up to him with my beautiful, delicious spike thrower.
Which you and I looked up and is effectively a fancy term for like a railgun shotgun.
Well, not rail gun, like railroad spike shotgun. Yeah.
Well, it
So
said
I'm
it was.
excited.
Wait, railroad spike shotgun? That
Yeah.
sounds way more
Yeah,
intense.
it shoots a giant flechette needle.
It said it was a shotgun that shoots like a buck.
No,
It's a buckshot. Okay.
no.
All right.
not.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Give me your shoot, or
Okay.
just not a shoot roll, but like fire your weapon
Yes,
and spend your ammo. You have a choice to make here.
I will. I wish to use my burst fire, which will give me a +2 to hit, but spend 3 shots. And I
Yes.
shoot him.
Okay.
I don't have a modifier. Boom!
That's
for 18
a
damage.
21. So their AC, if I recall,
Nope.
was
1, 2, 3.
16. So you clear by 5. Well done.
I obliterate this man.
You deal 18 damage. So this other robot, I don't think they can even roll that high on health. Oh, they rolled quite well.
Tried. We
You
really tried.
just blat, 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 blat. Or blat, blat, blat. With 3 railroad
3 large
spikes.
railroad spikes turn around in this revolver-esque cylinder and impale this man. To be fair, though, I have to get within range 30 of him. No, range 20 of him.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, there's a
Otherwise-
dense jungle here. Like,
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm considering you all not having to like sneak or like you can take advantage of this cover. Okay, so Norm takes out the second of the sentry. Dax is on the first. Sunny and Lettuce, what are you doing with the third? Or what else are you doing?
I think Sunny. Go ahead first, Lettuce. Go for it.
No. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
All right, Sunny's going to find a place to take cover and take a nice aim shot and fire his laser pistol. Dax has already came up and stunned one, and then have you moved away from it? Do I have a clear shot to hit him as well? Or
I think the idea behind it is this guy's stunned and he's gonna air out for a minute. So, like, you don't have to deal with this guy. We can just leave him stunned and like go in.
Love it. Then I'm gonna take a shot at the other one from cover.
Okay, give me your shot. Norm, make sure you mark down your ammunition, please. Thank you.
I got you.
Actually, I think the sheet might automatically do it. I don't remember.
It doesn't.
Okay.
It does not.
I think I miss.
Okay, so Sunny, oh yeah, it looks like it already marked down your ammo as well. Now, as 9 out of 10, having made the shot. These are the most common type of energy weapon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Apply a -4 penalty for something. Oh, for cutting through mist or haze. Okay. So yeah, your laser like hits the chassis of these like high-end defense bots, and it just like soaks the blast. And it like turns to look directly at you, Sunny. Lettuce, what were you doing?
I was as approaching the fight, it seemed like Norm and Dax had their shit under control. I think I joined Sunny in shooting at this other one.
Okay.
So I'm gonna aim for its eye stalk.
Perfect. Yeah, you see Sunny take a shot with his energy pistol that just like does nothing to its chest. So yeah, you go for the eye stalk. Give me your attack roll, please. You can just click on your weapon.
Okay. Hang on. Boop. No modifier.
All right. So yeah, you on the other hand have the right idea for your target, but your shot goes a little wide, and you miss with your laser pistol. The laser pistols like have a battery, a lot like wireless like drills and shit. So you have a limited number of shots with these things. So that robot is going to take a shot towards Sunny, who attacked it first. There's
no way to use a saving throw. Never mind.
No, saving throws are something I tell you to make.
Got it. Okay.
So the robots are going. The one that sees you, Sunny, and Lettuce is going to shoot at Lettuce with a D20, natural 1. It pulls up its gun to shoot at you, Sunny, and then Lettuce shoots at it, and it swivels over to him, and Lettuce like ducks out of the way. And as it opens fire with its assault rifle, the shots miss Lettuce's head. For he is ducked out of the way.
Right.
Dax.
Are we going to roll initiative, or are we continuing on narrative combat?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we can roll initiative here.
Or we can continue in the narrative combat if it's working.
I mean,
but we're exploring the system, so.
Yeah, you're right. We are exploring the system. We should go with initiative. So yeah, can everyone roll me initiative, please? And I will keep track of this. Okay, so we have Norm. Do you all want me to roll the robots individually or as a group?
How about as a group?
If it's easier for you, do group.
I'll
but
do a
if
group.
it's, if you don't care, then do individual.
Okay.
You're the master.
I am the master. So robots act on 12. Oh wait, is this? This is 1d8.
plus-
Oh fuck, I need to roll something else. God, I haven't rolled a d8 or a d20 in forever. I didn't even know I had those dice. Jesus, y'all. Make me switch systems and fucking...
Good. Use all the dice you own.
What is their initiative bonus?
Ours is dexterity.
Good call.
I don't know if they have the same kind of attributes that we do.
Attributes. So they got a 5 on the roll, so they're not going to go for a while. Okay.
Okay.
Norm.
I think Dax is an awesome soldier who knows robot kung fu, so I'm gonna help our two less warrior friendly guys and rush up and literally wash and repeat spike thrower these guys.
Okay.
And brutalize some robots and miss entirely. One, two,
Yes,
three.
AC 16, correct.
You got it.
Okay. This doesn't declare an initiative. What is ML? Okay, I'm just gonna use what I rolled, and that's a 5.
Okay.
Okay. So Norm fires. The robot takes cover behind the kind of shredded metal wall. So it has a little bit of protection from Norm's spikes as 3 more pierce into the wall.
Okay.
It is Lettuce's turn.
Is my pistol recharged enough to take another shot?
Yeah. You can keep firing until you run out of ammo.
Do you know, sorry, this is a side question. Is ammo something that's like easy? Is that a dear resource in this game, or is it something we'll commonly?
It is a resource, yeah.
It is a resource.
I think it costs like 10 credits.
Yeah.
It's pretty cheap.
So you
per
can
bullet?
per
For packs
magazine.
of like 20.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but they do have a weight to them, I think, is the issue, or like the
Limiting
most
got it.
limiting factor. Yeah.
Where and I'm at undercover with Sunny. Are there any close to me? I can't remember how close the other ones are.
So there's one in like the Dax is kind of like pa 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 and is in melee with. Might be difficult to get a shot on that one. But there's another one that's kind of like a little bit out in the open, but it started to take a little bit of cover behind the metal wall.
Can I'm gonna run up with my knife to the one that Dax is fighting with that he's stunned.
Oh, nice.
And target an important cable at the neck of this pulse.
Yeah. Take +1 on this since Dax got a 20, natural 20 on the last roll.
Is this a stab?
This just do you have a knife? Just click the knife.
Oh yeah, I do.
Because
put a +1.
Yeah, +1. So yeah, these bots have pretty heavy duty materials that they're made out of. So your knife like finds the right spot, but is unable to pierce through the like sheathing around the cable. And the robot like begins to swivel and turn. And it is now the robot's turn. So this robot, because they didn't act last. No, that was a surprise round, so I probably shouldn't have even shot at you. This robot is stunned and begins to like swivel its head around like 180 degrees to look at you, and it like starts to like swivel its arms around, and it will act again next turn since Dax, you stunned it. Meanwhile, the other robot was tracking Sunny and Lettuce, but just got shot at with 3 fucking railroad spikes by Norm. So it is going to switch.
Should shoot at me.
It's going to switch targets and shoot at you, Norm. So 1d20, also missing with its assault rifle fire. Since you have cover in the jungle, it's just like aiming wide and doesn't even know exactly where you are. And now we move on to Sunny.
I think Sunny will take a shot at the robot that is firing on Norm.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I'm done shooting, I'm going to start moving and trying to get inside the facility if I can, using cover the best I can.
Nice.
Because I know that there'll be more robots coming in a minute.
Yes, there will be.
That's a 9 and a miss. I'll mark down my ammo.
Bullets
And
are hitting against his chassis.
Yep. If I can get inside the hole and around the corner, I can. If not, I'll take cover and then try to do that on the next turn.
Yeah, I think by the end of your next turn, you will be inside the facility.
Okay.
Dax.
I see this thing like reaching behind it as if it's gonna get its like guns out or something. Rather than like attacking it here, I want to like press my advantage and try to like restrain its arms with my like strength. I just want to like exert myself to like grab it and restrain the robot from being able to attack my allies.
Okay, give me an exert.
Absolutely.
I think this will be. Let me look at my list of skill difficulties. 6 is the base for relatively simple. 8 is a significant challenge. 10 is something too difficult to be expected of anyone but a skilled expert, and even they might fail. I think this is a DC 10, but you have +1, both because you are proficient at fighting robots and drones, and you also like are pressing your the advantage you created last time. So
Okay.
DC 10.
It's an 8.
Yeah. So the gyros on its arms are just too much for you to match, and it will resist your attempts to grapple it.
Okay.
Okay. Back to the top of the initiative order is Norm.
Okay. So the robot I was shooting at is like running into the woods, or
It's taking a little bit of cover inside, behind
so
the
where?
shrapneled wall that has been busted open. If it's not clear to you all, this is where, you know, whoever smash and grabbed broke in.
Yeah. I mean, I aggress. I'm an aggressor. I am the aggressive clown man, and I'm going to
I'm the one
move
who
forward.
knocks.
Yeah, like if he's running, I'm chasing after him to shoot down this robot.
Okay.
I must. It is within my nature.
Do you,
Oh.
what? So you have this shotgun with just a bunch of railroad spikes. What does the clip look like on this fucking gun?
I think it's like a cylinder, so it does like a weird spinning thing that gives it some rotation to it, which makes.
I had that Nerf blaster when I was young.
Yeah. Come on, game.
I mean, these guys have really high AC, so it's not surprising. Wow, you're down to 2 shots left.
I sure am.
I think what this achieves, though, is the robot is going to back all the way off, and it will not be acting this round.
Okay.
Like, you're packing some very serious heat, and it is going to take cover inside the facility.
Okay.
All right, Lettuce, that's you. The robot that Norm and you have been, or the robot that Norm and Sunny have been pursuing has backed off. Dax has tried to restrain this robot, and it has just like shoved him off.
Suppressive fire.
And we determined last time that my knife is just not enough to cut into this thing.
I mean, that was just my explanation for the failure. You can certainly try again, and you know, try and apply more force. And you know, there's no penalty to trying again.
Actually, I'm standing right there, right, like point blank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot it.
Okay, I think there are penalties for shooting at point blank. Dax has a special feat or foci that lets him ignore that. Let
I'm
me.
looking for it now.
I searched point blank. You'll have to forgive me. I have not had time throughout my last week and a half of exploring to read this document. Close combat? What did your foci call it? Close combatant. Proximity of melee. Maybe proximity is the word.
But that has to do with melee, not.
If you're using a ranged weapon, you suffer penalties for proximity of melee attackers. Oh, maybe my combat PDF has some can glean some information. Okay. It does not. Oh. Ranged attack. Attack an enemy within range with a readied weapon. If target is armed and within melee range, then two-handed ranged attacks are not possible, and a one-handed ranged attack takes a -4 to hit. That's a pretty severe penalty. Oh, sorry. Combat without quarter. The name of this sheet. I love that. Let me double check that I've sent that sheet to you all. I don't know if I did.
I guess I'll take another shot with the knife.
Okay, sounds good.
Go for
Yeah, I only sent you hacking. Here, let me send you all the combat one.
Rolling like champs today, boys.
I really can't roll. Mark XP.
Now.
Yeah, mark XP. At least you're not spending ammo.
Go.
2 shock damage against AC less than 15. Yeah, they have more AC than
If
that.
I were to hit him, right, I treat his AC as lower, so there would be a minimum damage to that roll.
Ooh.
But his AC is higher than
Okay. So
than required.
your punches should be doing damage no matter what.
The shock
if-
damage.
I do not believe punches have shock damage. Shock damage represents the cuts and like
yeah, that's
like
right.
small, like if you get into a knife fight, even if you win, you're gonna get hurt, right? Like if you fight with a sword, you're probably gonna get like small damages. So even if you miss, like a round of combat still potentially involves small wounds.
Okay. It's like
And
incidental
that's what
damage.
represents shock damage.
Okay.
I have the ability to ignore that since I am a close combatant, and I treat all combatants as if they're AC 10 for purposes of shock damage. So I'm
Okay.
just very good with knives.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. But you brought fists to a knife fight, so
I did.
okay. All right. Yeah. So Lettuce, I think the robot like grabs your hand as you come in with your knife, and it stops your attack. All right. That brings us to the robots themselves. I think this one is going to attempt to like deal some serious damage to you, Lettuce. Let me make my roll. That's a 6, and your AC is likely higher than a 6. So it tries to like twist your arm and like sprain your wrist, but you manage to twist away just in time, and not like get away from its grip before it can do some serious damage. Meanwhile, the third robot has taken cover and is not returning fire right now, Norm and Sunny.
Okay.
Okay. We will move on to Sunny next.
I'm gonna shout out since I'm really close to the entrance at this point.
Yes.
Really
Yeah,
close
you
to
and
the
I
door.
are right next to
Can
it.
I see any of areas in cover, like inside the area there, like a desk or a little wall to hide behind?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of equipment in here that the robot could be hiding behind.
I'll yell out to Norm to get ready, and I will run into the area and try to dive behind cover to create a distraction for Norm so he can pop around the corner and pop this guy with a shotgun.
Nice. Next turn we'll have you, on Norm's next turn we'll have you roll an assist.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Dax.
I think Dax is starting to get nervous that this like extended combat is going to cost them their ability to get into the place relatively undetected.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's better he was trying to end this without like getting real loud, but I think it's time for the guns to come out. So Dax quickly like steps away from the creature, or the robot, like getting some distance, and he pulls out his large combat rifle and yells out in his best impression, like "Down!" And I just am gonna hold down that trigger and try to blow this robot up in its eyeball.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get him.
So I have an ability as a warrior that once per scene, I can turn a unsuccessful attack roll into a success. I would like to choose to use that now.
Okay.
So that this is just like, get down, and boom, 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 boom. I just burst shot into this
Very nice.
this creature's face.
Okay, I rolled a 6 on this guy's health, so he is obliterated.
And then I'm like, all right, we got to get inside now. And I use whatever movement I have left to start moving towards that hole.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Robot 3 is still inside, undamaged, and there are likely going to be others on your tail in the next minute or so. Okay, so back to the top of the turn order is Norm's turn. Sunny, you are diving in to make a distraction. If you'd like to spend some ammunition, I will give you a bonus to your roll.
Sure. What am I gonna roll though? Am I rolling a sneak to fly by quickly and get into cover really fast? Am I rolling?
I think
else?
maybe.
I think you're trying to draw fire so that
Yeah.
I can actually aim.
Yeah.
Right,
So
that's
I
my
would
goal.
take if you're spending ammunition, I'll let you roll shoot, like just to like be a target, or you could roll exert to like put yourself out as a target but dodge out of the way.
I'll roll shoot. That's fine with me.
Okay.
How much ammo do you want me to expend?
If you spend 1, it's a +1. If you spend 3, it's a +2.
3. Easy.
Oh wait, you have a pistol.
I don't
Yep.
think his pistol can burst fire.
Yeah,
You'd have
that's
to
right.
double
Okay.
check if
So
there
yeah,
can.
it is not. So just spend 1 for 1.
Got it. Okay. Rolling a shoot for a 1 modifier, and I'm rolling it with Dex. Because I'm shooting.
Dex
Or is
or
this-
charisma, like to be, distracting. Yeehaw!
Part of me wants to roll it with charisma now, even though that's a lower modifier. We're doing it. There we go. It's
There you
10.
go. You draw the fire of the robot, giving Norm an opportunity here. Norm, take +1 on your action.
I would love to take a +1. Oh, come on.
Ooh, That's 15. Oh no, that is a 14. Okay.
That's a
You
14.
get any
Yeah.
special things for your warrior side of your adventure?
Nope. I just got a flat bonus.
Okay. So the robot like comes up to shoot at Sunny. You lay down some fire, and the robot like basically has an oh shit moment and drops to cover and doesn't shoot at Sunny. So it is locked down this turn as well. Moving on, Lettuce. Dax has dispatched the other robot outside. The only robots remaining is the one inside, the one on patrol that will be here momentarily, and then there's 2 robots that went to check out the infrared sensor.
How Dax, how did you destroy the other one? Is it broken? Is it disabled?
I shot it like in its like little clam eye with my assault rifle.
It
it.
dropped
All
an
right.
assault rifle if you'd like to pick that up.
I would like to pick that
Great.
up, please.
Add an assault rifle to your sheet, and you have
I
Yep.
think it's called a combat rifle if you're looking for it.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
hang on a
combat
second.
rifle.
That was not the right. That wasn't the right edit button.
You'll have to do it in weapons, not gear or equipment.
Yeah. What? Right. Hang on a second. Let me pick up the rifle. I want to let me edit. Oh, I understand. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This thing is weird. Right. Combat rifle. Do you remember where it is on this list that's not in alphabetical order?
Combat. You
Oh,
just
yeah.
hit COM and it should come up.
Oh, there it is.
Com server.
So if you're
I added
rolling
it.
all the way
You're
up
good.
to the top and you just scroll down, it's like right
Oh.
in the middle.
Oh, Nick, you did it. Okay.
I did it.
Yeah.
I got you. And he
Okay.
didn't even fire a shot, so you've got full ammo there.
Nice. Excellent. Do you have a line on the other one?
Yeah, you can
okay.
run inside. It has some cover, so it has a little bit of extra AC here. But yeah, you can fire. Note, Andy, on the combat rifle, it'll probably ask you if you want to burst fire, which gives you a bonus to attack and damage, but it costs 3 ammo instead of 1.
Yep, I'm doing that.
Great.
Burst.
All right. You lay down some more covering fire. That's gonna keep this
We're
robot
just shooting
pinned
up
down.
the place.
Pin him down, boys. Pin him down.
All right. That brings us to Dax.
I want to take this opportunity to actually stop moving in, realizing that 1 or 2 are coming back. I'm gonna stow my combat rifle and pull out the sniper rifle, and I want to take this round to like get in like cover and set up a shot on like the open field from where the patroller was coming from, so that as he enters in, hopefully I can make an assassination attack on him with my sniper.
Okay. Give me your sniper rifle attack at.
Well, he's not here yet, right? I would need to set up the round.
I would like to keep this moving forward
Okay.
quickly, so I'm gonna just say like he comes around the corner and you shoot him. Like he.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
We don't want to engage with the assassination. That's fine.
I mean,
Can
like
I
he's
get
going to be
a
surprised.
modifier to this then instead?
Yeah. I think this is just off the cuff. I think this is +2.
Okay.
I don't know if there is like a surprise attack
There's a
bonus.
mechanic for doing this. It's called an assassination attack.
Oh,
if you want to look
yeah.
it up
Okay, great.
between sessions. Yeah.
Is it complicated?
It's more involved than a +2. But in this case, I line him up, and as he comes around the corner, just right into his eye.
I rolled a 1 and a 4. Great. He's dead.
All right.
All right.
Perfect.
Patrol 1. Dead. Great. He comes around the corner and he just clunk falls to the ground, and you just ka-ching load another shot. Oh, this is a one-shot sniper rifle.
I'd have to use time to reload it. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
It's more meant for taking down a single target than it is like
okay.
fighting an
Okay.
open combat.
But you have other ammo for it, I assume.
I do. Yeah, I have
Great.
80 rounds.
Shit.
Nice.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right. Meanwhile, inside, Norm, you, Lettuce, and Sunny are all laying down the law on this drone that's actually hiding. If you've seen these before, Norm, they normally do not take defensive action because they're so tough. But you have, like, it has
Yeah, I have
reacted to your gun.
My clam killer. So it's hiding behind like a table or whatever. Is this room like, can I walk up if it's not shooting at me to just go around its cover to flank it or something?
I think Lettuce has established some covering fire with his last attack, so you have opportunity to move up and basically coup de grace this thing if you like.
I would love to do that.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll?
Basically, just roll damage. Just like roll the attack to roll damage, and I will tell you what its health is to see if it has an
Okay.
opportunity to attack. It has 9 health.
All right. Oh, now I do it. Now
Yeah.
I hit
Oh,
him.
nice. Yeah. You just like line it up, and it like turns and swivels and points the gun at you, and you just lay it down. So
Okay.
Robot 3 is down. At this point, all that is left, to your knowledge, are the 2 at the front door and the 2 that withdrew towards the infrared sensor. So you have a minute here, y'all.
Okay.
Before reinforcement, well, the cavalry arrives.
Can I just point out that this was the one I did not use burst fire on? I
You rolled
the
one
recoil-
shot?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, damage is 3d8?
It's pretty strong, yeah.
Holy shit!
The gun is expensive though, which is why I made a note that I am a rich boy.
Oh, yeah,
like
you
I've spent like 4,000 of my credits, guys, to kit out my character.
Is this gun
Money's
clown
for it.
themed, or is it just like a badass gun?
There's a flower decal on it. It's just pointless. Okay,
Nice.
I'm gonna spend this minute to reload and get ready for the next stuff. I have a demo charge if anyone wants to use it, but I don't think I can use that.
I think Dax is worried about the situation going out of control here, right?
Mhm.
Like we're just fighting these robots at the front as like loud as possible, and the whole breaking in and figuring out what's going on thing isn't gonna work out here.
Yeah.
I think Dax is like,
Let,
we gotta regroup, tactical retreat right now, like into the jungle, go, and like trying to get the team to go that way before things go out of hand.
okay, that sounds fine. Let me describe the room really quickly. So this is like definitely a laboratory. There's just a ton of computer equipment here, like just lining the walls on a ton of desks. There appears to be what looks like another room off to the side that has also like its doorway, if there was a doorway there, was just completely like exploded. And you can see the remains of what looks like a supercomputer. And there is just a bunch of smashed stuff here, but there are a number of computers that are still viable, that could be hacked into.
So this is like a 2-room facility. This isn't like an entire facility that we're breaking into.
You can see the 2 rooms, like these are what are open to you, but there is a doorway further in. But this looks like given what you know, Dax, the meat and potatoes of the facility.
Okay. I'm trying to assess danger. Are you basically telling me that this is just an empty like facility at this point, and we handle these drones and we have run of the joint?
You do not have run of the joint because there's still 4 other robots out there. But like in terms of
But
like,
if like assuming the drones all die, we do.
yeah, this is it.
Okay. Well then I guess if the party's fighting, we're just taking down drones then. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I reload. I guess I know where the 2 that went off into the jungle came from. So I'd spend this minute to like reload, and then I train up another bead on like where they're gonna come in from, so I can try to snipe them again.
Okay.
I want to corner cap the door that leads towards the front entrance.
You fucking spawn camper. God
yeah,
damn
I'm a
it.
spawn camping son of a
Okay.
bitch.
All
I've
right.
got a shotgun. What do you want from me?
What's Glennis doing?
I think I start. There's no one inside these labs, right?
No.
Are they empty?
It's pretty empty. Like there's a shitload of equipment here, both like completely destroyed, as well as a bunch of stuff that's not destroyed. And yeah, I don't know how to describe it besides this place has been super smashed and grabbed.
I'm gonna do a little recon and see if I can't find like some, security terminal that might have some info on who broke in and what they took.
Ooh. Give me.
I'm gonna notice.
Yeah, give me notice.
A security console.
Okay.
Is that wisdom?
Sure.
Fuck.
Yeah.
This.
Like this place just looks super, like laid low. The place has been raised. So you're gonna need a bit more time than just a quick glance.
It's the opposite of a crit.
Fail.
A fail, a crit fail. So
Fail.
do you all
Super
want to
fail.
keep like rolling out combat, or are you satisfied with this for the
I
moment?
have an action I'd like to take. I was just
Yeah,
letting
go
other
for it.
people go. I would like to find a terminal, and I want to try to hack into it with my prepared code, and I want to try to look for combat drone control systems. I want to shut down these drones.
Ooh, okay. So
Hey.
that sounds like
He could just find the terminal that I just failed to find.
You said you were looking for information on what happened.
I said I was looking for a
He said he
security
was looking
terminal
for a security terminal.
Okay.
that might help
All
me.
right. I will
that
need
might
a
help me.
notice check from you, Sunny, as well.
Maybe notice to find a terminal. Okay. There we go. Let's go using. I guess we're using wisdom because that's a standard notice. Unless
I believe so. Yeah.
unless I'm just looking for a port where I can hack into from the computer. All right, we'll roll wisdom. That seems like a failure as well, unless the DC was 6. And then I find
let me look at my descriptions of different DCs really quickly.
6 would be standard. 8
Standard.
is challenge. 10 is a lot.
Yeah, I don't think it was like a challenge to find a terminal. So a 3 definitely would have failed, but a 7 is
for
fine.
Andy.
Okay, so go ahead and attempt to execute your hack. This
Okay.
is sabotaging a system, which is DC 10.
Yep.
It also sounds like a plus. Oh no, you're subverting that because you have the prepared equipment, and you spent an hour preparing stuff, right?
Yes, but I believe this is my second hack of this computer system, unless it's different than the sensors.
Yeah. So this is plus
Which would make
1.
it DC 11.
And then at this point the overseers have been alarmed. So this is in fact a
Oh.
DC 12.
DC 12.
Good luck.
All right.
You can do it. Close.
Okay. I'll say that on a 10, you're able to slow the robots down a little bit, and confuse them, but they're still on their way. So you've
Okay.
got a little bit of time. Dax and Norm, you're able to, I think, prepare. Lettuce, you're able to assist. Do y'all want to continue to roleplay the fight? I want to make sure we have an opportunity to get to the juicy stuff. But if you all are enjoying combat, we can keep rolling that.
So what do you mean by that? Like, are you just going to say we defeat the rest of the robots and then get like move on, or what are you
basically
offering?
I want to offer like a chance to make like one roll. We'll set the consequences based on one more roll in terms
Okay.
of like damage to your health, consumption of ammunition, that sort of stuff.
I'm okay with that, and unless we want to role play it out, I can go either way.
I'm fine with that.
I'm outvoted.
I noticed
You
that
wanna
you were
keep going with
frowning,
combat?
John. What are your thoughts?
Well, like Greg set up his assassination for robots coming through the door,
Yeah.
and I want to engage with the assassination mechanic. I feel
Okay.
like we should hit that up.
Sure. Let's take a look at
All
that.
We'll keep it going. I'm happy to keep rolling poorly. I just,
Yeah. This is a pretty high tier target. If I could only spell assassination.
On page 52, execution attacks.
Thank
Oh,
you.
it's an execution attack. I'm sorry. I
Oh.
misnamed it.
Thank you. 52. Okay, let's take a look.
The big wall of text, but essentially, if he has a minute of time on a target that does not recognize his existence, he can, in theory, make a skill check of difficulty 6, I believe, if it's point blank, 8 at normal weapon range, and 10 for extreme.
Hitting with a sniper shot is a dex shoot skill with check with a difficulty of 6 for a point blank, 8 for 1
Yeah.
at the weapon's normal range, and 10. Wow, it's even lower at point blank than it is at normal range, and 10 for extreme range. So I think this would just be, I don't know. It depends on like what
My range with a sniper rifle is 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
I imagine this is fairly point blank.
Yeah. Okay. Like it's just a matter of like, are you waiting for them to come like through the door and you're hiding there, or are you waiting for them to come into view and you're sniping them at a distance? I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah. Give me so 2 come around the corner. Dax, give me your execution. This is a shoot. It sounds like
Absolutely.
a dex shoot. And Norm, you are also. Oh yeah, Norm, you're also doing the same thing. Give me a dex shoot.
I'm doing the exact same thing, just on the front door. Guys will come in from the building.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just a dex shoot?
Yep.
Question mark?
Yep.
Cool.
DC 6 for you, because yours is point blank.
I'm always point blank.
Yeah. So yeah, you both like execute your targets. You're fucking professionals. You look cool. All the robots are disabled at this point. Well done.
Okay.
Lettuce, you're standing there with your laser pistol and new assault rifle, like, I fucking helped. Yeah. Meanwhile, Sunny, your attempts to subvert the drones is a failure. However, you have located the terminal you need to gather some information on this place. So you're welcome to attempt a hack. At this point,
it's going to keep getting higher.
Yeah, it's now, I think, a DC 13. It just it keeps increasing by 1. Is that the case?
Depends on what I'm trying to do with it.
Oh, that's true.
So, if I'm trying to acquire the entire database of the facility, I can try to use a line shunt to download it, I believe. I think with line shunts, it's a long-running hack, though. So it's like setting up line shunts in different areas so that I could run the hack over a long time. This seems like a rushed one.
Okay.
So I don't know if I can do that.
I mean, you could attempt to answer specific questions.
Or just get general information.
Yeah.
Personnel records, files for a secret project. I think that's the one I'm going for.
Okay.
I think I'm going to yell over to Lettuce, see what you can pick out of that computer that got smashed. See if there's any motherboards or data cells or anything that might contain information, and I'm going to try to download as much information as I can. This is a DC 10. We've established that this is the same as sabotaging a system, so I guess this is what, 13 total at this point?
Yeah, because overseers are alarmed. Oh, sorry, chat. I keep forgetting to show you this. So there's all these modifiers here. What Brian's attempting to do is get general information, which is DC 10, and then we modify it with overseers are alarmed, like they know he's trying to hack the system. Since this is after the first hack, it's also +1, and then like this information is particularly sensitive, so that's another +1. So this is DC 13.
Okay.
That's a 9.
I can't get it.
Okay. So you all have the run of the place, at least for now. I think what the 9 represents is it's just going to take a lot of time, a lot more than you planned.
I have some things that I can potentially do in our investigation to get some answers.
Yeah, what are you hoping to do here?
So I am a trained medical practitioner, and I have a bioscanner.
Ooh.
And essentially, I just copy pasted its text.
Thank you.
What it can do in the hands of a trained person is literally detect DNA sequencing. So I assume that this is like a handheld object that I can scan around and find like fingerprints or some sort of like blood trail or biomatter.
Yeah.
And like take a sample of it, like a digital record. And my goal is to like identify a fingerprint or something that would get a guy, like, and compare it to a database of either the company itself or maybe just some weird Leo law enforcement agency. And of course, I would check the supercomputer's keyboards first for any clear, like, fingerprints.
So you pick up a bunch of DNA of various Aphrodite pharmaceutical employees. Like, I don't know if you would know that right now, but later you'll cross-check that. And you'll get a bunch of different researchers, some of whom Dax may be familiar with. These are going to be some pretty high-end, like top-end, you know, they're Black Ops researchers. But the other people that you get records of around the door, and then particularly in the room with the supercomputer, are various members of the Agony.
The Agony.
And as
The
a
Dream
reminder,
Boys?
what's that?
The Dream Guys?
Yes, the
Yeah.
people that have been invading your dreams. These are people who you all know that Aphrodite experimented on surrounding the Way, and they are now criminals whose Way powers cause them severe pain, and they are known for their wailing and screaming as they manifest their powers.
Jeez.
So they are the perpetrators of the smash and grab. And there is a heavy concentration of them in the supercomputer room.
Like how many individuals
4.
that I can, at least 4?
Yeah, 4. Including their leader, Mose Curia, whose name I will put in the chat there.
Cool. That was close. I will then recommend to our guy with the hack tool, if we cannot hack into it, we should just physically take a server or a RAM stick or something.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me. Lettuce, you're the one taking care of that? Which you're the one who is good at mechanically
Fixing.
doing things? Or are we just gonna grab
I mean, I think you're a better hacker than I am, actually. My program is still -1.
I think what we do instead is we're gonna like ask you to rig up essentially like one of those trolleys, right? So that we can like take this giant server out and back up to the ship or something, or like
Mhm.
rig up
Make
one
a-
of our
I'll make a
laser
wheelbarrow.
bikes to like carry it.
Yeah. I'll make a sled,
Yeah, something like that.
a jungle-ready sled.
We gotta combine our motorcycles again.
Only we could Voltron them. Give me a fix check, Lettuce. This is going to be DC 8.
Is this intelligence or dexterity?
Your pick.
This is dexterity. I know how to do this. I just need to do it carefully.
Yeah,
I like it.
Nice.
Hey.
that's a 9.
Nice.
All right. It's very MacGyverish. It's very finicky, but you manage to leash and lash and secure all of these things together. And you're confident
Well,
you'll.
you gave me a room full of junk where I'm apparently not able to see a security terminal. So
The 3 was like you couldn't see one in that moment under fire.
uh-huh.
But when Sunny was like, "Oh, there's one," you're like, "Yeah, I just needed another moment, and I would have seen it." It's fine. It's fine.
There's a table in your way. You're like, where is it?
The lamp, it was hanging in my way. I couldn't see around it.
After my
Right.
character saw Megan, I reverted to true little brother status, and I'm just like, thanks for helping me.
All right. Okay, so you all lash this server together. You hit the bikes. 2 of you are on the other ones. Y'all are like riding tandem. It's a little uncomfortable, but you make do. You make it back to the safari liftoff point and find your shuttle. There's someone waiting there who's like, "Did you have a great safari? We heard you were about to catch a pig. Did it go well?"
We bagged more than one, honey.
Mhm.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear it. Well, come again. We'll see you here on Akedi Planetside next time.
Will do.
Here's a coupon for 10% off your next visit.
I take it.
All right. All right. You head back up to your ship. You leave the area of space before anyone can question what happened. Okay. And I suppose you'll want to know what is on the server.
I think, yeah, essentially we just gave our hacker infinite time or roughly infinite time to like do his
Yes.
magic on it. Yeah.
Okay. This is a very damaged server, so I'm going to need one more check from you, Sunny, just to see
Yo.
the quality of information that you can extract. This is going to be DC 7. And now I can stop the secret
There.
facility music. That is a 10.
Oh, I like the secret facility music. It was getting
Oh,
cool,
fuck,
Nick.
Fuck. Okay. Shit.
It was
oh god,
dramatic.
I'm so dumb. I had to like hack a bunch of hacking tracks too.
Something on.
Okay. I have one that's specifically like a will he hack it in time track, and I just completely was caught up in the scene. Okay, so here is what you pull from the Aphrodite Pharmaceutical server. There's a lot of information here on a number of projects that Aphrodite has been working on. There is, in fact, a bit of information about Dax's project, which is labeled not as the Black Rose project, but as something else entirely. Greg, do you know what your project is called?
I think it's called the Expanding Lotus.
Ooh, I like that. That's perfect.
Okay.
So, what you find is just a lot of different stuff, like project documents, communications. There's like some schematics and other like data, like scientific data in here. And basically, what you come across is that Aphrodite is trying to understand the way, in general, like how it works. They know it has to do with the Nyota sun. And, you know, people born in the Nyota region tend to like are like born and develop way powers, but they've been trying to understand like how does that develop, and can we like force that on adults who weren't like didn't grow and develop with that. So there is a number of things like projects that they've been working on. Their initial project, which is called the Expanding Lotus, was conducted these initial experiments on adults to see if way power can be manifested. And what it looks like they were doing was exposing adults, including Dax, to radiation from the Nyota sun. And seeing like what would happen. And the answer is a bit, but not much. Like it depended on the individual, but there was potential to develop some way characteristics, but nothing like those naturally born and grown with it. The next project, which is called, oh shoot, I didn't name this project either. The flowering cactus. Was the project that the Agony were created with, and it was attempts to meld so not only are humans affected by like the Nyota sun, but so are plants and animals in the Nyota system. And there was an attempt to meld genetically some DNA from flora and fauna affected by the Nyota sun with humans, and it went horribly. Like, it created the Agony. They have powers, but it is so painful for them that like those people, like in the documents it says like they can't be controlled. They develop, you know, like antisocial characteristics. Like the project is discontinued. This is a dead end in terms of what their goals are. There are notes here on an active and ongoing long-term study on Nyota children, including a number of children bought and paid for from the Harkaway Foundation. Children that went into the Harkaway system and then were procured by Aphrodite and put into an experiment. There is a lot of ongoing data that has been collected over the years. Like, there's tons and tons and tons of brain scans showing how brains have developed around the Nyota radiation. And further, they developed at the Black Rose facility, which became its own project, a supercomputer to imitate the neural matrix of a way-developed brain. And the data here shows that it worked, and that they had a headset connected to this supercomputer that allowed anyone to put it on and manifest way powers. However, it was not very practical. At least in their notes, they say, oh God, this music's getting very intense and very loud.
I love it.
Let me turn that down a little bit. It's perfect timing, but a little much. So in this facility, like, they were able to, like, anyone could manifest way powers. However, it used a ton of energy and required use of a supercomputer. Like, supercomputer for y'all's technology, like a room of computers. So it was not very practical according to these notes. It would appear to you that the Agony arrived and destroyed this prototype that they'd created, as well as an attempt to destroy all the notes on the design. And in fact, you cannot find a design document, like, of the supercomputer or specifically the neural matrix. Like, you have the brain scans of children, but you don't have the, like, here's what our computer needs to look like. However, they also were using there was also reference to another material that they needed. I don't know exactly how this word is pronounced, but it is fulgurites from the Shemaya Desert. Fulgurites are stones that are created when lightning strikes stone or sand. They are very rare and very expensive. You can see some documents of exchanges with a not a merchant, but there's like communiques with a black market dealer that provided them a few of these stones. And the person's name on Shemaya, the desert planet, that is also in the Diana and Minerva sector, or not sector, system. Thank you. Is shoot, where did their name go? It's Jack Bitters.
Also known as the worst cocktail.
They're the worst. This also happens to be the planet Dax that you're supposed to go check on Yazu's sister.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, are there any follow-up questions on this information dump that you all have?
Yes. But I don't have them right now.
Okay.
Figured that would be a good thing to explore next session as we bring this information back to Mango.
God damn it.
Every time, man. But I can't resist now.
Well,
So,
if there's no questions,
yes.
I think we're at a place where Dax needs to like earn some Artha for his beliefs here, or persona. One of my main core belief is my psychic powers are real and dangerous, so I'll protect family and friends from them. And we have incontrovertible proof here in the computer that is like completely false, right? And I think that this is a like almost depressive moment for him, right? Like he's spent so long thinking that he had been changed, and like there's such little like special about him actually, that's a like almost a traumatic experience, and I think his beliefs are gonna have to change at some point, or like one of his core beliefs are gonna have to change.
Yeah, that must be a lot for him, like emotionally to face. Like he's lived with this for, I don't know, like how old was he when he
When I wrote his backstory, he went in as like a school kid, but they were doing adults, so I'm gonna assume like right out of what we would think of as high school, right? Like just turning into a young adult.
Yeah, like people going through puberty. I think they would have I said adults, but I think they would have grabbed people at different levels of development. So I think that's totally appropriate.
That's what's nice when you're stealing kids from the Harkaway Foundation. They've got all ages.
Yeah, and Dax wasn't necessarily from Harkaway. I don't think you established that.
Yeah. Sorry. We're talking about his program. No.
John's just rocking out to this.
It's such a good song.
It's so good. But yeah, I think they would have been interested in at different this person hasn't completely matured. How much can we influence them? And I think we might find answers depending on how Dax manifests those way powers, which is really cool. But for now, I think he believes it's a complete crock of shit what he's believed this entire time, and that's riveting. Okay. Is that where you wanted to leave things, or was there more, Greg?
I think that Dax is probably going to spend a lot of time indulging his vices over the next little while, right? His version of not soul searching so much as like soul disappearing from. And I think he's gonna have to decide by next session what his new belief is.
Yeah.
And then his player Greg is very disappointed he hasn't generated any Artha today.
How many unread messages from the naturopathic doctor does he have? Like, hey, Dax, it's time to schedule your next appointment.
Yeah. I feel like he's missed at least 2 sessions at this point. Ooh. Yeah, there's probably 10 or so, maybe a dozen or less messages, but definitely just hey. Yeah. Just checking in, everything okay?
It was hey, I knew you were going to be gone this week because you had a job, whatever that means. But it's also been a few days. What's going on? Do you want to meet?
Right.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Norm.
On one thing, and kind of going back to the diner scene.
Okay.
Norm really does feel bad for Dax, thinking the medical system failed him the most of all of our group. And although he understands that Dax is a riddled drug addict, he does have a chemical that in theory can help him sober up, or at least jump cold turkey, or the cold turkey start. And I want to just leave that on the open table that, hey, Dax, if you ever want to curb this addiction, I may have a way of helping you do it. I don't expect him to say yes to this because he's a fucking drug addict. But if during this soul-searching period.
I think he's addicted to the drugs, but almost as much to the mind-numbing stupor, right? It's not just that the drugs are addicting, which they are, but it's that he has found a place that is empty of all of the trauma of his life. And so even with this on the table, right? He almost is. The drugs itself has less power over him than his own numbing of the mind.
Well, if you ever want to get sedated on horse tranquilizer, I was gonna link that for you, man. You literally have no memory of what transpires after the fact. So this is an open invitation to Dax if he ever wants to not ruin his body, but still.
So you're offering to replace the liquid sky with a medical tranquilizer. That is somewhat probably appealing. I don't know. Dax will have to think on that one.
Think about it.
Because it's addressing the chemical dependency, but not the hole in the soul.
So Dax has this. He normally uses liquid sky, but he also has access to this grave dust.
I think that since Yazoo didn't want the grave dust, I think Dax has been using that up, right? Like maybe mixing them. I don't know, but he's definitely indulging for sure.
Okay. Can you give me a Constitution save, or wait, a physical saving throw, please?
Physical saving throw, yeah.
So the way saving throws work in this system is you need to beat your own DC. I don't set DCs for saves.
Natural 20s.
Yeah, natural. Wow, you're natural 20ing a lot of things today, Greg. Well done.
I have, yeah.
Andy wishes he was you right now.
What can we say? I pray every day to the dice gods.
Okay.
This is the price of clean living. No track marks, so you know.
All right. So you like go a bit much on the grave dust, trying something new, see where it takes you while dealing, as a form of coping or not coping with this news in your life. And grave dust is fucking you up. But you have a very high tolerance for drugs, Dax, so you're okay. Whereas Norm, you're getting messages, you're set up to get medical, updates in your daily burst in the morning. There are people, this grave dust shit is on the market now and it is killing people.
Yeah.
And other people, it's like the bath salts of
Okay.
this system and time and place. And
So John never wrote down the people. What is the criminal syndicate? It's something syndicate who are pushing this
I
product.
think it's Bornico. Let me double check that though.
Okay. I could have sworn it was like an M or a T name.
It might be, and I might be completely fucking up. Wait, the Bornicos might have been the people that you like, the kids that you guys fucked up. Hang on.
I'm not worried. You can tell me later, but that's something that I want to keep
it's the Lithid cartel.
The Lithid cartel.
I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Drug cartel said to be based somewhere on Warren. Their product Grave Dust does ? And the answer is kill people and or fuck them up.
Okay.
And did we determine if it is made from cremated bodies, since it's called grave dust?
We have not determined that, but also no, because that's gross.
I mean, I don't know what
as a
drugs are like in
storyteller,
this.
I'm going to tell you no, and you don't have to worry about that. It doesn't have to do with bodies.
Okay.
I'm not like that.
Well, if Dax doesn't go through his entire stolen stash, then I would like to push that agenda next time on
Give him
Fable Table.
some methadone.
Yeah.
Start to get him off of the heavy stuff.
Okay. So next time we will recap this kind of info dump I've given you all on the Agony and Aphrodite and what they're up to. We will call Mango Glorio, as you've so politely referred to him. We will deal maybe with Dax's addiction, maybe have an intervention or something, and yeah, we'll keep rolling forward. We'll see what Magno has to say about what he wants you to do next. Everyone, oh god, I gave you a very weird number, 2,500. Why did I do that? Everyone take 700 credits as he pays the crew 2,800 credits.
Okay.
For a job well done. So just add that now, and then we'll deal with actually talking to him and when he would have paid you.
Cool.
Yeah, but I just want to handle that now. Do I want to level you all up? I will let you all know if I'm going to level you up.
You don't have to.
I don't think so. Maybe another mission. This was a really good one, though. And that was some really intense combat. You all like would have get some really heavy robots.
We did.
We wouldn't level up necessarily. We might take XP though, wouldn't we? Or
so we're just gonna ignore experience and do what's called a milestone system, where I just tell you you all have narratively done enough to level up, and just call it that. That way we don't have to spend a bunch of time answering questions about how much XP did we generate. It's a little bit different than some of the other systems we've done.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Is there any thought just for something something for you to think about between sessions. In Burning Wheel, you generate essentially different types of character points for completing beliefs and
Right.
responding to your traits and whatnot. For basically completing a belief that any of us have written out. Is there any kind of character progression that you want to do for that, or not? I guess, and don't need to answer right away, but something maybe to think of since we did use that system.
I like that because I think it does help incentivize like character development, which I really do enjoy. And I think is good for us as players and storytellers and also the show. So let's talk about that and how we want to do that, because I know, like, given some of the feedback we've had about like checking boxes, I want to be just intentional about how we like gamify our system and how we storytell, and just be intentional about it. So we'll talk offline about that. That's good feedback, though. I have a couple thoughts that I'll share with y'all. Any other thoughts, feedback, or shout outs anyone wants to give before we head out for tonight?
Good.
Okay.
Nope.
You're great, ApolloNik. How's that for feedback?
Great.
You're a cool guy.
Oh
Great
my!
intro to the session.
Thank you
or to
very
the-
much.
to the new system. So let's do it. Let's keep rolling with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to still lean into like Scum and Villainies, like just jump to the action, don't fuck around, like just get to the good stuff, while entertaining some new mechanics. For those of you watching at home, let us know what you thought of our new system, of how we've been role playing and mechanically behaving in this system, even though I haven't read any of the fucking rules. I never do, because fuck rules. Swedish people and Swiss people, we love you, don't forget. And we'll see you all next week for our next episode of Birds of the Shore. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it, especially you, Beth, who's been here. Who else has been here? Temmer was here. Travis was here.
Mr. Underground?
Mr. Underground was here. Said, like, I need to check out the last one, and then just probably dipped. Not to call you out. That's fine. You don't need to watch live. Okay. We'll see you all next week. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.